So, like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Oh, my goodness.
We're on camera.
We're on, baby. Hey, the live stream is up. YouTube, WCMF.com, the Odyssey app, Twitch, The Break Room, WCMF on YouTube and Twitch. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do a fantasy draft.
All
right. So you got the B,
Mm-hmm.
you got the Buzz,
Mm-hmm.
you got PXY, and you got us.
Right.
You need to pick one person from each room to build your ultimate four-person morning show.
So we're doing a 4-person.
We're going to go old school before the budgets got slashed.
I'm scared.
All right. I'm going to get, all right. Kimmy, give me your 4. Go.
Oh, I get to do my own.
Yeah, I want you separately to go. From the B, it's going to be.
I'm going to go Breezy.
From
the B.
From the B. Start with the B.
Okay. I'm going to go Billy.
Billy Kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yep.
All right. From the Buzz, we're going.
Sandy.
From PXY, we're going.
Moose.
That was a mistake. There was one person in that room that wasn't going to be deeply offended if you didn't choose them, and you choose the wrong person.
Well, I'm trying to think because
I can't wait for the show.
Okay,
oh my God! Wait, you picked that.
Here's what I was doing in my head. 2 guys, 2 girls.
Okay.
It's kind of how I was breaking that down.
So then,
we're trying to make it a show for
So
everybody.
it's a balance.
Yeah.
All right. So you want your show to be Billy Kid, Sandy, Moose, and you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's driving that show?
Billy, yeah.
Billy Kid.
Yeah,
Wow, what a slap in the face to Moose. Billy started driving a show 2.5 weeks ago. Do it.
But he's been around.
Okay.
He knows what he's doing.
You have made so many enemies in a matter of 15
Well, we're
seconds.
all going to make enemies here, so why? Who's your 4?
All right, go ahead. Your fantasy show from the B is?
Oh, from the B, Terry Clifford. Who else you got?
For the Buzz?
You got to go Kimberly. I mean, that's heritage right there, man.
First time
Like, that's
ever been...
deep heritage right there. So I got Terry Clifford, Kimberly.
For PXY?
PXY.
He wants to say Spazzano, but Spazzano still works here.
PXY,
Yeah.
you got to throw a Breezy in that mix. I don't know who comes out alive.
All right, I go Breezy.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm building a female morning show.
And then an all-female morning show.
It all makes sense.
And then Kimmy.
Oh,
no, you're on the show, idiot.
Show.
No, I get the pick.
No, you.
So what are you doing then?
You are on the show. That's
all right, then me. So it'd be me, Breezy, Kimberly, and Terry Clifford.
By the way, do you have a way to get to the middle of the woods of the log cabin that she's assembling ammunition in down to the Carolinas?
It would probably be pancakes and stuff.
What?
Like I could see her like serving us pancakes also.
Bro, you know when you get there, those pancakes will all be gone.
I didn't know you could pick people from, shows past.
It's because he doesn't know anybody's name in the building. That's why he did it. Panic, 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 panic. All right, you guys are both wrong.
All right, who you got?
Okay, so from the B, I'm taking TJ, just based on experience. She's very talented. I'm taking Sandy off of the Buzz, only because Scott and I have similar jobs, so that would be friction. I'm taking Moose, only because, to Kimmy's point, I need another dude in the room.
Yeah,
and Moose,
so you kind of got to even it out.
Yeah,
so
Moose
as I was going, I was like, oh, I think I made a mistake.
Yeah, Moose is the closest thing to a guy in that room that I could do, and then I'll drive that show, and I think that would be good.
All right.
Of the 3 shows that
mine crushes.
Yeah, right.
Crushes. You've got heritage. You got lamos, man. I got deep radio people.
That show wouldn't make it 10 minutes. I'm not even
Are
exaggerating.
you kidding me?
Terry, that woman, and
First
Breezy
of all,
and you.
we wouldn't surrender the microphone.
Surrender the microphone.
We would try to get like a 3rd term. I mean, no, we would be a deep state radio station in the woods that nobody could stop us.
If you could put one person from this building in this room with us right now, who would it be?
Well, we've had a couple join us. I think we've had both Moose and Breezy in the room with us at different
Moose
times.
did that last hour with us that one day when we never shut up.
Yeah, so there was that day where the Microsoft attack where we could not take a commercial break.
Right.
We had to
welcome all guests.
Yep, we had to stay on the air for 6 straight hours, and Moose came in, and he was great. He told these really, really great stories from L.A., so he was good. But Breezy, every time she comes on with us, too, when you guys get in a tiff or there's some kind of problem, she's good. I don't think anyone from the B has been on with us before, although Billy Kid does read our hate mails of the week.
Yes,
He's
he
very
does.
cool doing that. And you and Sandy, you and her mom have the same coat.
Yeah. So
I think Sandy may be the only one you wouldn't offend immediately.
Tommy?
Yeah.
I don't think he could hurt TJ. She's seen things.
She might hurt him.
Everyone would hurt him.
Well, I think TJ's the easier target.
Wow.
Just saying, man.
Well,
She's a target.
if I were you, I wouldn't walk down there today.
She's a target. You know she's a target,
I love
man.
how tough you are.
I know.
When no one else is. Hey, TJ, good to see you this morning.
She reminds me of that woman that walks out of like Old Navy going, "Too rich for my blood." I'm not spending $13 on a hoodie. You know I'm right, man.
I don't know what to say.
He's such a strong man.
I know.
Away from all. Look at this stupid smile. Thank God the stream is like, don't tell her I said anything.
No, I ain't messing with Sandy.
They're immediately. By the way,
See, he's scared of Sandy.
of course
I
he's
am
scared of
scared.
Sandy.
I am
Terrified.
not messing with Sandy Waters.
Bro, I
man.
worked with Sandy for years. She's all bark, no bite.
Look at you, man.
What?
You
I
started
feel
out,
like-
you're a happy fat guy. Now you're like a miserable, scrawny, emaciated piece of crap.
I do feel like if we invited Sandy into the show, eventually, like, it would just be Sandy's show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, one by one, we would get eliminated.
She's like a little Mussolini. She's going to take over the whole thing.
I think I'm the most scared of Breezy, in all sincerity. Like, I don't, that chick, she moves in ways that I don't understand. It's like a chess match with her. And I can't tell if she's the most brilliant person I've ever met or the most airheaded person I've ever met.
Well, she doesn't wear shoes, so Tommy's not going to be able to get over that.
Yeah, that creeps me out.
Okay.
She's too relaxed. She looks like she works at a surf shop.
You're sitting in a leather chair with your legs folded. Yeah, it's just too relaxed, man. I just can't handle it. I'm more of a nose to the grindstone kind
Man
of
who
guy.
doesn't even have a computer here at work. She's too relaxed.
Well, you would need a desk to hold the computer.
All right, again, it's April Fool's Day. It's just April 1st. Don't be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be that girl. If you do it, it means you suck.
Yes.
All right. We have a dynamite. Don't suck. Got a break for you this morning here on CMF. It's Tuesday. You know what that means.
Oh, don't be a target in the hood.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Kimmy's got a post from the neighborhood app. She's going to read it out loud. She will remove street names and town references. We're going to listen.
I have to listen.
And we're going to figure out where they whine at just after 9 o'clock. Set your phone alarm so you don't miss it and come back and see us. Or stick with us all morning. What do you got better to do?
Yeah, enjoy.
Pranks.
Yeah.
But before we get to all that, Tommy, very exciting news coming out of Orchard Park.
What happened now?
Well, the most exciting event the Bills have had football-wise the last couple of years are a few divisional playoff games. And, those are always fun.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But I think you could argue if this thing that looks like it is possible were to happen in Orchard Park, it would be the biggest sports event to ever happen to our region.
But it involves the Bills?
And the NFL.
But they already play there. What else? Whatever their
It's not a
event.
game. It's not a game.
It's an off-season event.
I'll tell you what it is.
All right.
We'll do it next here in the break room on CMF. if this happens, it may be the biggest sporting event to ever happen in Western New York.
How could that be?
What do you mean, how could it be?
What is it?
Well, let's start. I mean, look, we'll go through some things that we've had before, but, I mean, the eyes of the sports world would be upon all of us. And here's the thing. Based on the way they're talking, this doesn't seem out of the question.
But I thought, like, you couldn't pull off these things because we don't have, like, the hotel space and the airports and all this stuff to pull these, like, big events off in Buffalo.
That is a valid concern, although maybe they're willing to make an exception to show off this brand new gem.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Our live stream is back. It is working. You can log on to the Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube or Twitch, The Break Room WCMF on YouTube or Twitch, and check out what our handsome boy has on this morning. Shack and sweater bowling shoes combo. Very nice. Just after 6:45, there is a man who wants to be an elected official in Rochester.
He wants to be.
Yes, he wants to be. He is running.
Go run.
Yeah, he's running. Here's the thing.
What's the problem?
Running for office, good. Running from the cops, not good.
Oh.
And it seems, based on the allegations, he's been doing both. We'll get to it just after 6:45 here in the break room on CMF. Your Buffalo Bills are fighting to get the NFL draft in Orchard Park, New York.
Oh, the draft.
Yes. Well, you thought I was saying Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yo. So Pete Goelli, he's a Rochester guy, Aquinas grad, no big deal. He is a high-ranking member of the Buffalo Bills front office, and he did an interview at the owners' meetings this week. And amongst other things, in so many words, he said the Bills are not only interested in having the NFL draft in town, they are talking currently to the NFL about doing it. He says that they are hoping for a 2028 or a 2029 NFL draft in Buffalo, but for planning purposes, 2029 would make the most sense.
So would they do it in downtown Buffalo or would they do it at the stadium?
So that's an interesting question because if I am remembering correctly, Kimmy, every on-location draft so far has been away from the facility.
It's like in the downtown heart of the city.
You got it. But based on the Bills fighting for this now that the new stadium will be opening next year, I would assume they would have it at the stadium.
Okay. When's the draft?
The draft is in April. Late April.
Like late April. Well, the weather could be great or it could be horrible.
So they've done it in Cleveland. They've done it in Detroit.
Yeah.
But haven't they had like alternate sites for those if the weather's really bad?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Did we take it inside?
Yeah,
or?
like didn't they when it was in Nashville, didn't they move it?
No, it was on Broadway.
Was it?
I
I
think
thought
so.
they like moved it to like they had like a different stage that they were doing.
Oh,
it
that
on.
all I remember is the interviews with the women that were doing bachelorette parties on
Yeah,
Broadway that
no,
were upset because they didn't know the draft was there. This is supposed to be
Like,
my
I know they
bachelorette
were
party.
having-
I only get married 4 times as one of them.
I knew they were having like the draft parties, but those really bad storms came through, and I thought that there was like some other like venue close by that they moved it to that had more of a covering or something.
All right. So if the weather gets bad, you just move it to like the Moose Lodge in Orchard Park somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Go to the Dome in Henrietta. You can do it.
Would you guys go to an Orchard Park NFL draft?
You looking at me?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
asking.
no, that'd be cool.
Not going to that thing.
What do you mean you're not going?
It's an overblown business meeting.
Oh my God, I'm so cool. I go against
Buy,
the grain.
sell, trade.
All
No,
right.
I that draft thing, I know you guys love it. I don't get it.
It would be such an experience. Such an experience.
Well, I know you're going to go.
Oh, without question, I'm there. I was ready to go to Cleveland, and it was during the pandemic, so I ended up not going.
Yeah.
But you'd be in. We're going?
I think so. I think I'd feel so left out of everything if I didn't at least go check it out. Even if I didn't go into like the actual draft or where they were holding it or I couldn't see it, I just want to like go see everything going on around it.
So you would have 3 days to go check this thing out. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Right? I think you could make the argument that if this were to happen, 252-WCMF, 252-9263, it would be the biggest sporting event outside of actual games that has ever happened in Western New York. And even with the games, it would be top 5.
All right.
Did you know
What?
that in Detroit, they got 700,000 fans?
No.
Yes.
Where?
At
Like
the draft.
Like standing there?
Yes.
Are you
Over the-
talking like each day or overall?
No, over the 3 days.
All right.
They had
That's still
700,000 people. But think about this, man. The new stadium is going to seat just over 50,000.
yeah.
So even an AFC championship game
Yeah.
in Buffalo would bring in, what's that? A ninth of the people?
No.
More or less than
A
a tenth?
lot. It's a lot.
An eighth of the people? That, I don't know. Not,
So you think that you could get 600,000-700,000 people over the 3 days to come check it out?
I mean, they got in Detroit. Are Buffalo and Detroit that different? Same kind of weather.
Well, it's easier to get to. I mean, Detroit's got a bigger airport. We don't. I mean, Buffalo doesn't have. It's like a regional airport.
Understood.
I think it would be a tougher draw.
Okay. Here we. Oh, are we doing it? Well, I think it's.
And that stadium is a new stadium.
Yeah.
But it's not an impressive stadium. It's a low stadium, man. It's not even.
Oh no! After he's been knobbing this stadium for 4 years, now it's a low.
It's not that impressive. I mean, of the new stadiums that they built in the last 10 years.
No, it's not done yet. How do you know?
I've seen the renderings.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
It's still going to be the newest stadium in the NFL. Anyways,
it's junk.
To your point,
it's a piece of crap,
the stadium itself is going to be cool and around it, but there's nothing else like for miles
to do
around the stadium.
But that's the other
problem.
problem.
Like those other places, they were in cool downtown spots where like there's bars and there's restaurants and there's 10 other things to do besides the draft itself. Whereas like if everybody just goes down there. I mean, I guess you could tailgate.
But even downtown Buffalo it's not a massive area of bars and restaurants. It's a couple of blocks.
No, you're right, but I think everything you're saying actually benefits the NFL. For example,
right.
We are hearing whispers and fears that the Bills, when this new stadium opens, are going to do everything they can to crack down on tailgating, potentially like a little tailgate town where you spend all your money in Bills-owned restaurants and bars.
Oh, okay.
So the NFL, even if you don't have those restaurants and bars yet, would have the ability to set up several different tents like they did at the PGA and sell you beer and food. Now they're getting all of the money.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that would be an argument for the NFL.
Okay, all right.
252 WCMF. Word on the street is that the Buffalo Bills, according to upper-level Bills management, are in discussions with the NFL to host the NFL draft. They are shooting for 2028 or 2029. I had made the statement. This would be the biggest sporting event to ever happen in Western New York.
Yeah, you're definitely right there.
Michael's on CMF. Hey, Michael, how are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good, brother.
So I went through the Bills experience yesterday for my new season tickets, and they were bringing up having the draft, possibly doing some soccer matches there, just a bunch of events. But I support definitely having the draft there. That would totally be a cool thing to witness live.
So you're going, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you, me, and Kimmy, we'll all carpool.
Well, plus that you throw in soccer. Come on.
Well, I mean, it is with Toronto right down the road.
We might see the galaxy.
I would assume they mean European soccer.
Well, I don't know. Arsenal? We got Arsenal?
Michael, are you a soccer guy?
I am a soccer guy.
He's a soccer douche, man.
There are way more. Kimmy's husband's soccer douche now. All the people are getting into soccer, man. It only took 50 years.
Where would you even see a soccer game around here?
So there are several bars here in town that open up early to show European soccer matches now.
Yeah, but you got to go have a beer at 4 a.m.
Oh, no.
Alcoholics.
Oh, no. Michael, thanks for the call, buddy. We'll see you at the stadium.
All right.
Isn't a World Cup coming here?
I don't know. Probably.
I thought it was.
I paid no attention to soccer.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think we're getting a friendly. Couple of friendlies.
No, friendly's closed. The one on Ridge.
They closed friendlies because of the soccer?
Yeah. They came in. Ice cream. I want a Sunday with a smiley face on it. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Mark. Hey, Mark, how are you, buddy?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, I went to the NFL draft last year. It was in Detroit.
Yep.
Ooh, I've been to Detroit.
Right. It was right downtown Detroit, but the NFL gates off all the city. So once you enter the NFL area, the NFL city, you can't get to anything else. You can see the stores over on the other side of the fence, but you cannot leave to get to the stores.
So they sell you booze, they sell you food from the NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all $20 beers and it's $6 wait for a food truck.
And the taxes.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter, you know.
All right. Well, Mark, let me ask you: did you have fun going to Detroit for the draft?
Yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, we went, 2 days. It's a lot of nothing, but yeah, it was an experience. Absolutely. I'd go when it comes to Buffalo.
All right. So you, me, Kimmy, and Matt, we're all going.
Out.
Mike, we're all going. We're going up there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll carpool.
All right, we'll meet you at the thruway exit, Mark. Thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. There goes Mark. See, now we're out of seats in the car. You can't go. All right. Oh, your mic's off. Radio.
Sorry. But I guess if it is all self-contained.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like you mentioned before, like the PGA, where they're going to build stuff around it anyways, so it's not going to
Better
matter
corporate
what else
tents
is
for the
there.
Fat cats.
Shut up.
Take your tax money.
Yeah, the stadium is tax money, idiot. Okay, so like when it comes to the biggest events we've had sports-wise in our region.
Sports.
Okay, so we're never going to get a Super Bowl, so this would top that, obviously.
All right.
The Olympics are coming here, although you've heard me argue for years we should be getting a
They
piece
ain't
of
getting
the
no
Olympics.
Olympics.
Okay. The PGA Championship was here last year.
The PGA is the biggest thing.
All right, so let's break that down.
Of like an international event.
So worldwide, yes. Kimmy, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you Google the ratings for the final day of the PGA Championship versus the ratings for the opening night of the NFL Draft? Because I genuinely cannot figure out which would be bigger.
All right, so Sunday's final round of the PGA Championship
Versus
last year.
Yep, versus the now Thursday night NFL Draft.
I guess the big night is Thursday night.
Yeah, that's the first round where you see everybody.
It's probably close.
I wanna believe that the PGA, just because it's their premier event.
And it's Sunday. It builds to something.
Ratings for you said the first
First
day
night, first night of the NFL Draft. But here's the thing: every time we do this, the NFL blows everything out of the
Yeah,
water.
it could.
Right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're getting higher ratings for the NFL Draft, I think, look, well, no, because even if you're getting 700,000 people for the draft, how many people showed up in Rochester for the PGA Championship?
Didn't they say it was like 40,000 people a day went out to the actual event?
But those could have been people that have been there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
True.
And plus, they always pump up those numbers. The taxes.
Oh, you know
Yeah, the
they
taxes.
do. Yeah, you know how the man do.
And, like, I don't want to, like, poo-poo the PGA Championship.
No. It's
major
a
event.
major event to get.
But anything the NFL touches. All right, Kimmy, what do we got?
The final round of the 2024 PGA Championship attracted an average U.S. TV audience of nearly 5 million.
Okay.
Ooh, that's low.
Well, let's see what we got for the draft.
The draft,
Oh,
the
they're gonna blow
NFL
it
draft, pulls in an average audience of about 12.1 million.
Man, more than doubled it on a Thursday night. No action. Man, the PGA sucks.
No, I don't think it does because those
5
are.
mil.
I mean,
That's pretty
the
respectable.
NFL
Okay.
draft is also on like 5 different stations.
Well, yeah, but it's not like you're forced. It's not like the
No, I
president
know.
is giving an
Right.
address. You know, like you could watch something else. Okay, so this would be the biggest sporting event
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to go. You got to go. You got to get in the car.
I gotta go
You got to
now.
sit on Mark's lap.
All right.
We're out of space in the car. This man has decided he's going to run for office in our community.
Oh, good for him. He's going to get back to the community.
That's a good run.
All right.
According to police, he also did a different kind of running.
Yeah.
And this story makes no sense on several different levels.
Well,
What are
how
you
close
doing,
is
man?
how long ago is the infraction?
We're finding out about it today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless, Kimmy, there is just something in some men when this event shows
Kicks
up.
in?
Well,
Oh,
'cause-
arrogance?
well, no, because it's no, it's not what you're thinking.
Okay.
Because like, there's one thing to be like, do you know who I am? Which, by the way, you don't know who this guy
Yeah.
is. But Kimmy, there was no reason for this to happen.
I don't get it.
Well-
At least they didn't say why.
We'll get into the story. We'll do it for you next here in the break room on CMF. All right, try and stay with me here. You ready?
I'm sticking in.
Running for office.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, I'm with you.
Running from the cops. Bad idea.
Yeah.
But it seems, based on allegations, we have a man that has done both here.
Wow.
And everything about this story is strange. And it may say something more about men than it does this specific man. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. Just after 7 o'clock, you need trust for a relationship to work.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They say once you fake that, you got it made.
Kimmy, it takes years to build trust with your partner.
It does.
And just one moment can shatter all of it. And even people that think they trust their partner will have those moments of doubt.
Yeah.
What if I told you there is a very simple way with a little money out of your wallet to ensure that the person you love is faithful to you?
We're like a detective following around?
Well, it's old school, buddy. We're talking new kind of technology.
Ooh, all right.
We'll get to it just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. All right, buckle up because things are about to get strange.
What happened?
Jacob Bishop is 37 years old. He is a Rochester resident. And back on January 31st, Jacob announced he was running for a spot on Rochester City Council.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Yeah, nice job.
And we normally don't talk about city council politics, so the actual reason this story's come up on the show. On March 7th, authorities say they tried to pull over a black BMW on Culver in the city of Rochester. The BMW, according to police, being driven by Bishop, did not stop.
Oh.
In fact, it did the opposite of stop.
What did it do?
Took off.
Okay.
Kept going.
A chase began. Police say the chase went through the city, blowing past speed limits, crossing double lines, driving through red lights.
Holy Christ,
This
Bishop.
is getting crazy. Yeah. Eventually, state troopers had to use spike strips
Oh, man.
to disable the car. And even after that happened,
Yeah.
authorities say they were not done. Bishop took off on foot after a short chase.
What the hell is going on with this dude?
Well, that's just it, right? Something serious must be going
Yeah.
on. The 37-year-old was taken into custody in Brighton. He was charged with unlawful fleeing, obstruction of governmental administration, reckless driving, several traffic infractions, and that's it.
Okay.
Outside of the charges from the actual chase.
Well, we don't know what he was running from or
Or
why.
That's the question.
The motivation of why he took off.
There are no charges
All right.
unless there is something else coming
Yeah.
that would indicate he had any reason to run from the police.
Trying
There
to
was
hide, it doesn't seem like he was trying to hide anything.
Right.
no
from
word
that.
no word about warrants.
Yeah.
Nothing about a DWI, DWAI, nothing under the influence of drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a
Yeah.
chase. The guy got out of the car, according
Yeah.
to police, and kept running.
Running, yeah.
I
Running.
mean, the
That's like
foot
LA
chase-
style.
Yeah.
Can we do a quick sidebar? by the
Sure.
way? All right. Folks that get out of the car and run from the car. If the car's been stolen, that makes sense.
Sure.
okay? But when you get out of the car,
Your car.
you own the car,
Yeah. I think they're going to figure it out.
right? And like, even if you were to somehow evade capture forever,
And you don't.
Or your idea is to tell them it was stolen.
but they just saw you
Yeah, I
run
know.
from the
The
car,
car.
you would also have to have an alibi
Mm-hmm.
as to where you were. But let's say in a hypothetical world, Tom,
Yeah.
you ran from your car and you evaded capture forever.
Ever.
You just give up your car?
You'd have to. That's a BMW. That's a nice car.
You're probably still making payments on the
Yeah.
car. You're making payments.
Do you go back later and the coast is clear, like months from now?
How- well,
Hopefully
what-
your car's still sitting there.
Well, no, because they would still.
Yeah, then you're in the impound lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
caged up. Okay,
All right.
so this story is super strange,
Yeah,
and
no
you must
kidding.
think it can't get any stranger.
What happened?
We told you this man announced his bid for city council on January 31st as Jake Bishop.
Yeah.
Well, since then, he changed his name
Oh,
to Jacob Weinstein.
Weinstein?
Yes, he announced he's running for office, that he changed his name. And I'm not a campaign manager,
Yeah.
but that seems kind of counterproductive.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, vote for Jacob Bishop. Just kidding.
All right.
Now vote for Jacob Weinstein. Same
Yeah,
guy.
you think like step one, make sure people know your name
Yeah,
to vote
yeah,
for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's like a
Don't
clip.
confuse the situation.
I'm confused and I just figured out. I just read the story.
But he's not trying to pull like a move here because it's obvious like this guy's in the spotlight and he's going to change to Weinstein.
I get. I don't know because that happened before the police chase.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Okay.
None of this makes any sense.
No.
And the phone number is
There's got to be something we're missing here.
252 WCMF 252-9263. I am stymied. We have given you all the information that all of the news. I was looking at multiple stories, Tommy, looking for something that could
And
explain.
nothing else on this kid.
As far as we know, at least according to the allegations. So, with all of that being said,
Yeah.
a 37-year-old man who's running for office, changed his name after he announced he ran for office, according to police, ran from the cops, went through the whole city, took off running after they had to deploy spike strips to stop him. The allegations we see in this story, Tommy, are not unique.
No.
Because we've seen folks who aren't drunk or high or had warrants take off running from the cops for no reason. Where does that come from?
Is it just a fear of authority? Like you panic?
Okay.
Well, and then once you make the decision to run,
You just keep going?
Yeah, you don't. Now you can't turn it off.
Like you can't go
almost.
back because once you pull out, I guess you're already in trouble.
Yeah,
You might as well.
right.
They think, well, I might as well go for it.
Right.
Now I'm in trouble.
Okay, so the theory
I'm
here,
in too deep.
the theory is a brain short circuit, and you just panic and go.
And then you hit a moment where you've gone past the point of no return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like once you pull out, like you just go.
All right. Now,
But it is weird. Like you've done nothing, but it's a routine traffic stop, and you're flipping out, and you got no booze or drugs or a body in a trunk, nothing.
none of that. All right, so let's walk down this panic brain short circuit I'm just taking off. I don't hate that theory. It's very possible.
Like it's almost like a phobia.
Okay. But I don't know if I buy the whole, like, I'm already in too deep, I'm going to keep going. Because there would be a point during this chase, depending on how long it lasted, where you realize I'm not going to be able to get away.
Right, but now you're in it too far. And, you know,
Well, to your point, that once you get out of the car, that would be the time when you're like, "Yep, I'm done." I'm not going to outrun anybody.
Have you ever been around somebody that's had like a legitimate panic attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no logic to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a short circuit. Like they're not the same person.
Okay.
And if you were in that moment and flying around in a car, I don't know how you would react. Like you're not thinking like you normally do because you're in a panic.
Okay, valid point. But I would also think, I mean, I've seen what a physical effect of a panic attack looks like. I would also assume it's hard to navigate a vehicle the way that someone would have to evade the cops while having a full-blown panic attack.
Yes.
And like
True.
let's say it's just one of those, not like a panic attack in a medical sense, but a short circuit of the brain panic, right? There wouldn't be a point at some point during the 5, 10, 15, 20-minute police chase where you would have a moment of clarity. There would have to be a moment of clarity.
Yeah, but you're also making really good time. I can't believe it, man.
I guess I always wondered, too, with these police chases, where are you going? There has to be an end game in your head.
Yeah, but you're thinking in the moment, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're like turning corners and evading traffic. I don't know.
Okay. Like you're going to, like...
Are you consciously going down familiar streets and places, or are you just taking whatever turns you can and you're not even familiar with the area you're in, so you just keep going?
Okay. Let's talk about what might be the stupidest, however, most likely thing here.
Oh, okay.
So the story, again, this 37-year-old man who was running for Rochester City Council, according to police, gets into a chase with them. We don't know why, other than the traffic charges during the chase. He's not facing any more.
He just hit me.
The story says he was in a BMW.
Yeah, nice car.
High end.
Oh, yeah.
Was this just for fun?
Oh, you just wanted to see what the thing could do?
I mean, not that
Open her up a little bit?
not that like you
Blow out all 4 tires?
Not that you left the house that day looking to get in a police chase, but now you're in a situation where it's like, yeah, let's see what this sucker can do.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a fun stat. You ready
All
for
right,
this?
Stat up.
All right. 1/2 of American men believe they could land a commercial jet in an emergency.
A commercial jet.
Pilots are unconscious. They are on the horn with the
Nobody's
air traffic
even
controller.
talking. Okay, so
Yeah, you're on the
somebody's
horn.
talking them through it.
They're going to talk you down.
Okay.
But 1/2 of American men believe they, with no experience,
Yes.
could land a commercial jet.
But that's some arrogance right there,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
It is. But the reason I bring this statistic up,
Yeah.
if that's true, there have to be way more men than that who believe they could outrun the cops in a car.
We get calls from guys saying they've done it before. So
Yeah, but
you probably only hear one guy say he did it once. Actually, didn't we talk about a story recently where a guy got away for at least a while
Yes.
from the cops just by driving through a field, essentially?
So maybe the most simple answer is, I think I can do it.
So men are arrogant enough to think they can evade police.
I mean, think about all the guys we have known. How many of those men in your head are arrogant and stupid enough
all of them.
to think, not only can I do this, this is a really good idea.
But like to fly a commercial plane or evade police. Like even Harrison Ford struggled in Air Force One.
Well, I mean,
he didn't really pull that off.
in his defense, the back of the plane had blown off. Wait, no, that's Con Air. I'm sorry.
Get off of my plane. I'm the schmuck that hit the plane.
You remember how old he looked in that movie?
Yeah.
That movie's 30 years old.
I know.
All right, who would have thought, too, that was eventually telling all of the problems Harrison Ford would have in actual planes?
Maybe that's the problem. Like, movies and shows just give people too much
Oh,
confidence.
that's without question, Kimmy. When it comes to what you can do and what you think you can do. I mean, Tommy believes he knows how the entire criminal court system and cops work just from
DNA.
movies,
Yes.
TV shows. And here's the thing. He has the ability to actually look into what it takes to do these
Why would I do that when Netflix does it for me?
Okay. All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting here crapping all over men who you think you can run from the cops in a nice enough car?
What kind of car?
Ah, there you go. Let's
Wait,
we got
that's
The
here.
okay.
nicer the car, the harder it is to drive, though.
No, but you got all that
Potentially.
power.
This BMW. Let's say
Those cars are designed to haul ass.
say high
Those are
MP.
like road racers.
Yeah, you got that.
You're
You
like
got,
Watkins Glen.
you got what this guy was allegedly driving. You got 15 minutes. Can you get rid of the cops?
I think I could do it. You know why?
Why?
I got something you don't.
What?
What's that?
Got them driving gloves. Put those babies on, snap up. And I watched those Formula One documentaries on Netflix. I think I'm pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
It has to be, Kimmy,
Yeah.
that guys just want to see if they can do it. When
Yeah.
we see these stories, it has to be watch this.
You would think it got out of your system, like, because now, like, the guys that are doing this, the guys that would be like grown ass men, adults, like they grew up with
Car chases.
no
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Like you would think you got that all out of your system, because
But
you
even
couldn't
my
even make it.
generation has
If
it.
you couldn't make it work in a video game, you're not going to make it work in real life.
But it goes all the way back to my generation, like car chases.
Talking about the Dukes of Hazzard.
No, even before that. So the original car chase, like guys my age, you bring this movie up, every guy my age can almost like vividly tell you turn for turn. It's the movie Bullet,
Oh,
and it's a car chase scene in San Francisco. So it's got all those hills and jumps.
Yeah.
And it's Steve McQueen trying to outrun these two like mob guys, and it's phenomenal. But that was like the first time I ever saw a car chase movie, and it's phenomenal. And like every guy wants to be Steve McQueen back in my day.
I understand. It's just strange that if it's the case, right?
Yeah.
If the allegations are true with this guy running for office, and like quick sidebar, if we're talking arrogance,
Mm-hmm.
we've discussed on this show before, if you're running for office to try and make things better, there is an arrogance in that. And not necessarily a bad arrogance,
Okay.
but you have to be arrogant and confident to believe I am the person that can walk in here and make things better. So when you combine that idea
Yeah.
with the allegations we have here, maybe it is just straight up, I'm going to see if I can do this because I believe that I can.
Yeah, I think every guy's got that inner douchiness to him, right? To some degree.
No, there are some guys that aren't douchey.
No, they're all. I said to some degree. Name me a guy you know.
Dan Mason, general manager of the
Oh, that
restaurant.
dude
that's
is
a
a
good one.
huge douche. I'm not buying that little hot dog act he comes in here with.
Little hot dog act.
That guy is cold blooded. You think he got to the top of the baseball game at his age? He was a kid when he was pushing guys out. It was ugly here when I first came here in the 90s.
You just like to say.
Guys went missing. I mean, they turned up in other leagues, but I mean,
All right, let's take a break. Trust is hard to earn, and it's easy to lose.
yeah,
And even the people you think you trust
yeah.
could maybe give you a reason to look
Okay,
sideways every
yeah,
once in a while. All right, I want everyone listening right now, as before we take this break, to think about the person they love the most in the world, their
Yeah.
romantic partner.
Yeah.
right? And how much you trust that person. And if I told you for just a little bit of money, there was a way to ensure
Ooh.
that person was 100% loyal to you, even in the face of somebody tempting them,
Yeah.
would you consider that?
Oh my.
And if you were to find out that the person you love the most wanted to make sure that you weren't willing to stray, would that bother you? Because there is now a service that exists,
Yeah, it
easy
is.
to access, easy to accomplish, where you can ensure that person you love ain't going nowhere.
Oh.
And we'll tell you all about it next here in the break room on CMF. The biggest part of any relationship, Thomas?
Yeah, what's up?
Not eating when the microphone turns
I
on.
come back
No,
with
it's
that.
good. I trust that you will have an empty mouth, which I guess I was wrong about.
It was full last
When
night.
the mic turns back on. I was already doing a joke about dongs in your mouth. Look, when it comes to relationships,
Yep.
you have to trust your partner for your
You do.
lives to work, right? Or you can just do something like this.
What's up?
There will be an argument made
Yeah.
if you have to do this that you yourself are being deceitful. But on the other hand, if you got nothing to hide, why are you getting upset? Why, Tommy?
I don't know.
Why are you upset? Look at me!
Why are you tracking me?
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5 WCMF. It's not tracking per se.
Yeah.
Just after 7:30, there was a man who went to work yesterday and did not expect this was going to happen to him. And here's the thing. The job that he does, it's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
But it's not dangerous in this way. There are people who go to work every day not anticipating a physical altercation. However, there are some normal everyday jobs where your chance of getting hit in the face are higher than others.
You mean like with a fist?
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy.
How does that work?
We'll get to it just after 7:30 here in the break room on CMF. If you're looking for a part-time job right now,
Yeah.
here would be an easy one for the summer months.
Okay.
Loyalty tester.
Oh.
A person hired to flirt with other people's romantic partners.
Oh.
This has grown into a full-blown business.
This sounds expensive.
I'm going to let you decide. So there is a website you can go to right now. It is called loyalty-test.com. You can go check for yourself.
All right.
And when you get to that site, Tommy,
Yeah.
you will see hundreds of people that are willing to flirt with your partner on social media for a price.
Oh.
Now, here's how it works. The person has their picture, their age, and what community they live in. They will tell you what they are willing to do, and then they will give you a price. For example, right now, I'm looking at 30-year-old Jennifer.
Ooh.
She lives in Toronto.
Jenny. Ooh.
She's quite attractive.
Oh, I bet.
Quite attractive. Jennifer says that she will send a flirty DM on Instagram or Facebook to your boyfriend to see if he'll take the bait and respond. She says she'll record all of the receipts and she'll send them to you. And she'll do that for 3 days
How much?
for $70.
All right. It's not unreasonable amount of money. But how would it?
Oh, I'm not done.
All right.
And if she ends up in a conversation with this person
Oh, back and forth.
and you want to see how this goes, for an extended 3 days, she will continue to record interactions for $30 more.
Oh, just another $30.
Another $30.
So you're only into $100.
There you go. And you got 5 days worth of snooping.
But I wonder if it works because let's say all of a sudden you just got this
Yeah, that's what I was.
person from Toronto like interested in you, but you can't even connect the dots. Wouldn't that be kind of? It would take a long time for me to even figure out who the hell you are.
I don't know if I would be more upset that my significant other was talking to this woman or the fact that he thought it was real.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
What, you think your husband can't find an attractive woman to flirt with him on
No, but you know
social
how
media?
you get those like bots all the time and you'll see guys like respond to them and be like, "What an idiot that guy is."
It is super
And
embarrassing.
then it would be like, "Wow, like my significant other is that person."
Okay, so there's two things I want to bring up that
Yeah.
you guys brought up. Because, look, both of your concerns are valid concerns here. One, I believe, Tommy, the reason they put the community where they're from is so you can find someone that lives in your town.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't look suspicious.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because you're right. If someone from across the country does this, it's obviously fake too, Kimmy. You're right. There are those bots where it's like, some woman that's obviously from another country.
Yeah.
This is a real person with an
Yeah.
actual Instagram.
That would be responding back and forth to
Sure.
whatever you're talking about.
Yes, and you can see.
I guess it's a little more real, but I would still think that somebody I've been with would be a little suspicious of it.
Well,
you
I
know?
mean, I guess it also comes down to how many people get flirty DMs or
Yeah.
messages when they interact with people on social media, period.
Yeah.
But why would you even have to do it that way? I would think like somebody, if you're worried somebody's like out there meeting people, they'd be on like a dating app or something, not so much looking through Facebook or Instagram.
Understood, but there's two thoughts there, too. One, Kimmy, it may be harder to find them on that dating app.
Yeah.
So that, you're SOL there. And two, maybe the idea isn't that these people that you're with are actively pursuing someone.
It's if the right situation popped up.
Can they be tempted?
Okay.
The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Where do we come down on this?
As far as
Is this if you found out some woman was doing this to their man, would you think she's a bad person?
they're pretty shady themselves. Like doing this to their significant other, your ass is shady.
Why?
Because the fact that you're going this far, instead of just going out and finding out what the hell's going on in your relationship, because what you're kind of telling me is they're not really doing anything, but I could see you got some cheater in you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And again, it reminds me of that Chris Rock bit that he used to do, that men are as faithful as their options. And this is kind of what this boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there was an option, would you jump at it?
But the fact that that joke exists
Right.
and men believe it kind of leads to why this is necessary.
But I guess, like, if I was at that point in a relationship, you're already there. To me, like, I always think, like, if a woman once a woman thinks you're a cheater, or you may be a cheater.
Okay.
She already has you in the cheating category.
See, it's weird you bring that up because, Kimmy, I heard a really smart man once say into a microphone that he knew several men who cheated on their wives, and those men loved their wives.
Yes, they did.
They loved them, and they would provide for them, and they wanted to be there for them, and they cared for them. And all that stuff on the side, it didn't mean anything.
I'm telling you, I've seen the experiment.
So how can those two things be true at the same time?
Well, because, I mean, the guy loved his wife,
Okay.
but she was done with him.
Oh.
What I'm saying.
Oh, so it was her fault.
No. Listen, everybody has a right to their feelings.
Oh, look at you, man.
You know. But I did see a couple of times where these couples stayed together and they kind of like fell in love again.
Kimmy.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cleanse. It's like we're going to wipe the slate clean and start over.
All right, look, hey, different strokes for different folks.
Oh, he was stroking around, bro.
You're not helping your argument. You made it sound all nice, and you ruined it at the end.
He's a player.
Kimmy, is a woman paying someone online to flirt with their partner to see if they take the bait wrong?
I think initially, yes. I think it shows a lack of trust in the relationship. Like, you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't think they were capable of it.
Okay.
I give somebody a little bit of a pass, though, if that person cheated on them before. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, now, like, maybe they're on, like, their second, like, they want to test and make sure, like, they're not going to be cheated on again. I can understand that logic a little bit more.
Okay.
You know?
252 WCMF. We're talking about this website that is blown up. It's called Loyalty Test. It's loyalty-test.com. And long story short, you can hire somebody to flirt with your significant other on any social media. They have the cities that they're from. It's the actual pictures of these people. It's their social media pages, so it's not a bot. You'll be able to figure that out pretty quick. And I know we've been talking about women and men because we had a girl here. Well, have no fear, boys. If you're worried that your lady is willing to flirt, we can trap your lady too. There are plenty of men. For example, Josh, he's 24. He lives here in New York. Plenty of shirtless pics of him and his dog.
Yeah.
He says for 2 days, he'll send flirty messages on Instagram, see where it goes with your lady. That'll cost you $40. He also has a multi-week loyalty plan where he is willing to see how far your girl will go with him.
All right.
And for that, an extra 2 weeks will cost you $100.
So, go ahead.
I would like your question first.
I wonder how many, because I understand men falling for stuff like this.
Yeah.
I wonder how many women would
take
fall
the bait?
for it. Like, we go, like, give me a break.
Well, here's the thing.
I would just think it's automatically suspicious.
See what I'm saying? Like, they could smell
I
the
do
crap.
think women may be a little bit more, they may question it a
They're not
little
as
bit
gullible.
more than the average dude.
Because most dudes can't flirt like the way this guy. His flirt is like on point.
Here's why I'm like.
It's like Hallmark flirting.
Hallmark flirt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's why I disagree with you.
Okay.
The reason guys should know this is suspicious is because most women are not going to reach out. How many guys have gotten flirty messages on
Right.
Instagram or Facebook? It doesn't happen for real people. However, Kimmy, women on social media get hit on all the time.
But they know it. They know what it looks like, and it don't look this good.
So, but you deserve this. Why did I not find the one guy that appreciates me for me?
Oh, look, I'm sure there's some. The women that would fall for this, nobody wants to get.
Oh,
with.
for God's sakes, man.
I'm just telling you, nobody wants to get with her.
Okay.
What I hear.
Well, because
And
That's what they saying?
they out there saying no guy wants to get with her, so nobody wants her, man. So like, no, she. I'm just saying, man, she's unbangable. Hey, good people. I'm sure she's a fine woman.
All right.
Hardworking.
I'm going to ask you both a question. let's say
Yeah.
they wanted to do something with the radio station.
Right.
They're going to offer you two a free 2-week trial of loyalty-test.com. Would you think about seeing if your partner would fall for it?
No, I would never do that, man.
Why? Because you know immediately
What if
that
my
she-
wife found out that I did this to her?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Blow up my goddamn marriage,
Okay,
man.
so then you're saying...
Is there a talent fee?
I love the funniest. His argument is, what if my wife found out? Not, I know immediately she'd flirt with whoever reached out. Help me! I need a life preserver. Help me! Anything.
Do these people use their real pictures?
Yes.
Or do they? Because I was thinking like you'd almost have to have like a lineup of fake people ready to be. Because like if some dude that looks like he should be on like the cover of a magazine is all of a sudden reaching out to me, I'd be like, there's no freaking way that this guy saw my Instagram and was like, oh my gosh, I must reach out to this woman.
No,
like
so-
I feel like you have to find your same level of person.
So I think that's why they have the photos. Because, I mean, let's be real, right? Most people are just going to need an average person to reach out to them. But, Kimmy, there are really attractive people where you would have to have someone really attractive to line up and try and tempt them.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right?
But wouldn't it, like, the more attractive they are, the more suspicious I would think it would be.
Too perfect.
Okay. I mean, look, the chick I'm looking at,
Yeah.
smoke show.
Yeah.
Dude I'm looking at, dude smoke show.
Okay. And you know your smoke show.
I'm just saying, man.
You've smoked a bunch.
Got
No,
that?
he used to smoke a lot.
Yeah, I
On
always
Saturday nights.
stumble over the punchline. Me nubbing it, dude. 252 WCMF. We're talking about Loyalty Test, loyaltytest.com. It is a site where you can hire someone to flirt with your significant other online to see if they will take the bait. I'm sorry, Kim.
I don't even know if you'd really need to hire this service to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Like, I'm sure that there are people that have created fake profiles and made them look as real as possible and did the same thing to their own significant other.
Understood, but this takes the problems out of your hands.
I guess.
Right? I mean, you can get caught doing that. Again, creating a fake profile. You're not going to have a lot of friends. You're not going to have a lot of pictures. You got to find someone
I
else's
don't
pic.
know. People get pretty good at that.
You can
There's a whole
Google.
series about it.
Okay. Oh, catfish you're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay, fair enough. So both of you are saying then, if you found out that Tommy, your wife, or Kimmy, your husband, hired someone to test your loyalty like this, that would be the end of the relationship for you?
I'd be pissed. Yeah.
I mean,
what are we doing here?
especially like I said, if I've never done anything in the past to
Right.
make you question.
Yeah, what has
that,
Tommy done in the past?
Bro, I am
You I
clean.
would understand.
Look at you. Ah, clean.
I am clean for over a decade.
Wow. Hey, Kimmy, isn't there someone in
Creep
this
sober.
Isn't there someone in this room that says, what you got it in you, man? You always got
Yeah.
it in you.
I kind of aged out of the game, bro.
No, I get it. That your
Wait,
face
that's
doesn't
not a
allow
good
it.
excuse, by the way. I'm too old now. I'm just tired. I'd do it, but I'm just too old.
Like, in all sincerity, I know your wife would never do this, right?
Right.
But if you found out some stroke of weirdness that she did, you wouldn't understand?
No, I'd be pissed.
Bro!
I would be absolutely pissed.
You have talked about on the air openly cheating on women in your past.
Yes, but I was a kid. It was dumb.
Yeah, you were only in your 40s.
Yes.
Look, I know you, and I know you would never do that to your wife, right? But everyone has moments of insecurity in the relationship, especially when there's stuff in the past. I find it immature that you would be super bothered if your wife did.
It would yeah, it would I mean, maybe not to the point where I gas the whole relationship,
Well, yeah,
but
'cause
it
you
would,
got nowhere to live.
right. And I need gas. It would definitely change, even if you stayed together, it would change my idea of this relationship.
Okay.
It would, and not for the better.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And I think eventually that would lead to its demise.
Okay.
Like, even if I tried to stick it out, it'd always be there.
How dare you question
Me?
the things that I have admitted to doing? In
I've
the
been
past?
Florida clean, man, for 10.
Kimmy, would you walk from your husband if you found out that he did this?
Yeah, I think it would really create it would be a tough thing to get over. I don't know if it would be a complete deal breaker,
Okay.
just based on how long we've been together and you want to make things work, but it would, I don't know, it would change things moving forward.
Okay. I got Instagram messages coming in. Rob is flirting with me. No, he says, call me evil, but I'd love to try this on some friends to see which one of them would be willing to send money to the person I hired. Totally worth $100. That makes
Wait,
you
like test your friends just to be a dick?
what a monster. Also, let's do this. Because like we got an idea in our heads who would fall for it, right?
Oh, yeah. You know who.
Do we want to find out?
No. You already kind of know.
Oh, but how do you know? What if that guy's a good guy? What if we did it to people that we didn't think would do it to see which ones would trip up? See, now you're in on me,
all
buddy.
right.
Ah?
The more saintly ones, yeah.
Well, the ones you think are more sane.
Yeah.
Kimmy, do you have a friend in mind you would want to see if they'd bite on this?
That would bite on the chance to do this.
No,
to
to flirt with somebody.
Oh,
That's
like
what
I'm
he's saying.
catfishing my friend.
That's what Rob is
No,
saying.
that
on
is
Instagram.
evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also don't really like. There are some things you don't want to know about your friends, and you probably don't want to know what they're saying in somebody's DMs.
Now I really want to know what they're saying.
No, you don't.
Come on. Oh, but
What if that ruins your friendship just based on their creepiness?
Yeah, but I already.
You think you know.
I mean, most of the people that we know, as people, I really don't think that much of them to begin with. So I mean, like, it wouldn't be that far of a fall with most of my friends.
No, I think she means like actually reading what they think
Yes.
is
Oh,
sexy.
I wouldn't be
Yes.
shocked. Would you be shocked if some of the guys we hung out with, like, what they wrote to women? Are you kidding me?
I kind of want to know, though.
Like, I would probably learn new phrases.
Brian writes us on Facebook, again, talking about this loyalty testing, hiring people off this website to flirt with your significant other in their DMs. Brian writes, this is stupid anyways. Flirting online or in DMs isn't cheating, and anyone who gets mad about their boyfriend doing that is just immature and insecure.
Look at lying Brian. out on patrol. You know he's trolling around, man.
All right, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Kimmy, is flirting in DMs cheating?
No, but it's suspicious. I mean, where is this going would be my question.
If you caught your husband flirting with a woman that you knew was real in his DMs, would that end the relationship?
End the relationship.
No nudes yet, but they're just, hey, oh my God, hey.
But I think what level of flirting?
That's a question that sounds a little suspicious for someone coming over there.
Yeah,
What is flirting in the world anyway? Time is a human construct.
Wouldn't end the relationship immediately, but it could be the downfall
It could.
of that relationship.
So I find it interesting, Kimmy, that
Yeah.
it would bother you more, it sounds like,
Yeah.
that your husband tested you with this website more than if he was
Yes.
actually
Yeah,
flirting with a
because
real
now-
woman.
Because you're questioning my integrity.
Don't you question my integrity? Why don't you go talk to that girl you're flirting with instead?
Either way, it's not great. But I think like for you to test me when I've never shown you that would be an issue would bother me.
All right, let's say hypothetically, Tommy, your wife,
Yeah.
you accidentally pop up on her Facebook page, and there's this tall, handsome guy with money. He's got a real job, isn't ugly as sin, doesn't look like he had polio on his face.
Yeah.
Got face polio. She's light flirting back and forth in DMs.
Yeah.
Is that an ender for the relationship?
It would piss me off. Yeah.
It's not. It's
Might be.
What bothers you more?
Uh.
Her testing your loyalty or her flirting with non-polio face?
Probably I would have to go down Kimmy's thing. Like, I would make it about me. It would probably be that you think I'm a cheater.
Oh, you'd Peter Frampton it.
Yeah. It's all about me.
It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very self-centered.
Okay. No,
Would you be as upset if it was a relationship where you had cheated before?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say, like, there was some issue in your past in your relationship. You got over it. You continued with the relationship, but later on down the road, they decided to test you based on
based
things
on
you've-
previous.
based on past flirting
priors.
or yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's still because like I mean,
I think at that point you can't really be mad about
no,
it.
like if I cleaned up my act
how does she know you cleaned up
Yeah.
your act?
because I haven't done anything.
How did she know
Well,
that?
how does she know you didn't do anything, or you just got better at hiding it?
No, either way, I think we should be good here.
Yeah.
Nothing to see.
All right. Most people today are going to get up and go to jobs that are not dangerous jobs,
Yeah, let's hope so.
right? I mean, and there are some jobs you're putting yourself at risk when you clock in. This job is one of the jobs you're putting yourself at risk, but not this type of risk.
Really?
Because apparently an interaction between he and someone else caused an assault situation. And there are everyday jobs where your chance of getting hit in the face increases.
Like popped.
You got it.
Fisto, faso.
Yeah, in Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Mexican wrestlers, Fisto Feso. We'll get into it, not the wrestling, but the other thing next here in the break room. Let's CMF. there are jobs that exist just to deal with potentially dangerous people.
Yeah.
Police officer, military, sometimes EMS, firefighters, right?
Yeah.
Those folks know when they get up every morning what they could be getting into leaving the house.
Yeah.
The rest of us assume that our day at work won't involve getting punched in the face. But that can change.
Who got attacked?
Well, one person found out the hard way. That can happen this week. You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF. First off, our live stream is back.
Yeah, buddy.
You're welcome, everybody. Our engineers got after it. They rebuilt us a whole computer. They were on this morning trying to fix it. The Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube or Twitch. The Break Room, WCMF on YouTube or Twitch, so you can see our beautiful faces once again. Also, just after 6:45, not only is it April Fool's Day today,
Yeah.
it is also opening day for the Rochester Red Wings.
Play ball.
Oh, no. 38-degree first
Yeah.
pitch. So our good buddy Dan Mason's going to take a bath on that whole ticket
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
But what's weird is, look, the weather is going to keep some people away,
Mm.
and it shouldn't, based on other sports experiences we value in our area.
Oh.
We'll get to it just after 7:45 here in the break room on CMF. A 43-year-old man has been arrested just east of us after an incident with a construction flagger.
Wait, the guy that does the slow down?
Stop, go,
Right.
flag, this way. So authorities say the flagger was directing traffic and instructed the 43-year-old man to stop his car. And instead of listening, the man allegedly ignored it and created a, quote, dangerous situation.
Wait, so he was going to roll through a construction site.
You got it. Now,
And that's usually oncoming traffic the other way.
not great, Tommy.
Yeah,
Not great.
All right.
So at one point, he must have stopped because police say the man driving the car got out of his car
Yeah.
and struck the flagger.
That is some road rage
Wow.
101.
Yep.
Wow.
So flagger gets hit.
Yeah.
To add insult to injury, the 43-year-old alleged assaulter was also driving without a license.
Okay.
So maybe he didn't know he had to stop
Not a
at the
great
side.
choice to make there.
Now, the good news,
Good news.
sounds like the flagger is fine.
Yeah.
But the driver has been charged with a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure they'd take his license away if he had one. It's safe to say, Tommy,
Yeah.
although working as a road flagger is a semi-dangerous job,
Yeah, getting hit by a car, yeah.
that man did not assume when he woke up that morning he'd be getting punched in the face.
Yeah, because the guy's got to get out of the car, come over to me, and punch me.
You got
Come
it.
over to you, punch you. And, like, they do that knowing you have a lot of backup around
Oh,
you.
yeah. Bunch of burly guys that can, take care of business.
He's also holding the stop sign while you're trying to punch him, so you didn't listen to the stop sign twice.
Yes.
Stop. So all that being said, there are some normal, everyday, not in the way of danger jobs that are more likely to end up getting physical
Yes.
than others are. The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. What normal jobs that aren't dangerous have the highest chance of you getting punched on the clock? Whether it happened to you,
Yeah.
whether you watched it happen, which normal everyday job puts you at the most risk for person-on-person physical harm?
For me, it was when I was in customer service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was working a front desk, and a guy assaulted me.
But in that man's defense, he was doing his act.
But so, yeah, I would think anytime you got to deal with the public and you got to tell them no.
Tell them no, or it's a job where you're just listening to complaints all
or
day.
we don't have that. Like anytime you're giving them news they don't want to hear and you've got public, you've got a problem.
No, to your point, when I worked at Kaufman's, I got spit on by a customer at like 10 o'clock at night.
Wait, 10 o'clock at night?
It was Christmas time. They were open till like midnight,
Oh.
and they were looking for something, and she got an argument with...
Wait, chick spit on you?
Yes. They got in an argument.
Yeah.
With the woman I was working with. They were fighting, and somehow I got spit on.
God.
And like they here's the funniest part. The girl who got in the argument that I was working with was like emotional as hell, which I understand.
Yeah.
They let her go home.
You had to stay? Spittoon boy had to stay?
I had to wipe the spit off my shirt. Thank God it didn't get anywhere on my skin. And they made me finish out my shift. But that's a great call. Any retail stuff will get you.
Yeah. You know what? I'm wondering if this has become a dangerous job unexpectedly. Somebody who works for RG&E who has to go to somebody's home.
Great call.
Because like I'm guessing most of the time people are calling, so it's a lot of, you may be getting bitched at, but at least it's over the phone. But if you are now the face of that company that somebody's mad at or upset with, or you feel like you're not being heard, that poor man or woman that's just there to like fix something or do something for you is going to be gonna get it.
That's a great call. I mean, to your point, anyone that is a representative of a big company that everybody hates, right?
Yeah. Yeah, true. I also think another one would be bartenders.
Oh, you think so?
But because of alcohol
Okay.
and you got to cut people off or, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Do you think, though, at certain places where that may happen, like bartenders also, though, have like their regulars that are going to get in between?
They're drunk too.
Yeah, but they're going to be pissed at the guy
Okay.
causing a scene.
Yeah,
But-
he's the one providing the alcohol for everyone.
But that's just a melee, which I also don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
What, you're going to take a
true.
punch in the face to avoid a melee? No, let the melee happen.
Yeah.
True.
Melee
Still
away, boys.
Still could be dangerous.
Yeah, I would think anytime you deal with alcohol is tough.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'm trying to think what other alcohol jobs. I mean, it would just be bartender and bouncer.
Bouncers, yeah.
Okay.
But even
Oh,
people,
yeah.
but even like restaurant people. I mean, like waitresses and waiters and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, they could get into some nasty situations with drunks. Just sitting down having dinner.
There is one that has to be a number one in this town especially that I think we are missing. Well, I'll get to it in a sec. 252 WCMF. Again, we're talking about this 43-year-old man just east of us was arrested after police say he drove his car through a construction flagger telling him to stop after a back and forth. According to police, he got out of his car and hit the flagger.
Jesus.
And you would not assume with that job you'd be waking up that morning getting punched in the
Yeah.
face. But there are some normal, non-dangerous jobs where it'll happen. I'll tell you the A number one in a sec. But Ben's on CMF. Hey, Ben, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
So we all know I deliver car parts. Years ago, while I was out on my route, I was doing the downtown Rochester area, and there's a shop I went to, and the guy asked me, he's like, "Hey, can you pick up this transmission core?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me look at it." So I look at it because there's a bunch of information that could be on this transmission that would tell me if it was the company that I worked for, if it was theirs. None of that was there. It wasn't palletized or anything like that. And I'm like, "Hey, man, if you could," this is literally what I said. "Hey, man, if you could find some more information on about that, maybe we could come by tomorrow and pick it up if it's ours." Bro, you would have thought I shot his dog or punched his mom in the face or something by his reaction. He literally threatened to fight me because I wanted more information about a transmission.
Are you sure it was the transmission or your overall personality, Ben?
I mean, this is the only dude in probably a 5 or more year span that ever reacted that way.
Okay. All right. So transmissions.
Yeah. And the funny thing is where the place was right next to a boxing gym.
Oh, I know the spot.
Yeah, that guy.
I could have run out and helped you, but I got a bag in here. What are you going to do? Hey, Ben, great talking to you, buddy.
Great
Thank you.
story.
Okay, yeah.
It's a great story.
Okay. The A number one place.
Number one
that
place.
is not a standard dangerous job where you are most likely to get hit in the face, especially in the greater Rochester area,
Yeah.
working as a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they
Medical field.
Yep.
people
At the
swinging.
hospital.
Well, look, you got folks that are scared because they're in a bad way medically. You got folks that are just straight up out of their minds or having a bad day.
Yep.
And you have folks that have bad intentions that have to end up at the hospital before they go somewhere else.
So you tell like emergency room or just straight up RNs?
Any
or-
kind of nurse. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Your
you.
sister's a nurse.
Yes, my sister Katie's a nurse.
So does she do like emergency or she does like everything?
She does, well, she works in the hospital.
Yeah.
She does emergency stuff.
Man.
But I'm telling you, like, I would assume that emergency nurses have it the worst, but of the people that I know,
Yeah, you wouldn't think nurse.
They all have stories.
yes, whether you're in an office, as a private practice, in the hospital, whatever it is,
Yeah.
every nurse I know has a story of someone flipping out.
Damn.
Flipping out. 252 WCMF. Like trying to hurt them
But
legitimately.
what if it's more women or men?
It's a good question. Well, I mean, you're using logic in an illogical time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd be getting the
Kids,
worst
too.
news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, kids. I didn't even think about kids.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, like when my oldest went through that whole brain thing,
Yeah.
like she never got like violent or physical or anything, but like, they had to put like a whole
Right.
bunch of stuff in her arm.
Yeah.
And she was not a fan
Well,
of
she's
that.
scared, yeah.
Exactly. And like, a younger kid,
Hey.
freak out moments.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we do not appreciate nurses enough
No, we
for
don't.
what they have to go
You're
through.
right. You're right.
Not to be that guy. Vote for me for nurse president. We got Facebook messages coming in. Okay, you brought up bartender. Ryan writes, I've been punched 3 times as a bartender. Not even bad places. People just getting drunk and throwing hands.
Damn.
Okay, I get bouncer. I've never seen a bartender get punched. Have you?
I haven't personally. And, I've spent a lot of time in bars.
Yep.
But I've just seen how people act at bars once they start. Everybody's different with alcohol.
Okay.
And you always get those people that they're just. It's like a switch gets thrown in their head, and they're not the same person. So I gotta imagine, like in some bars, it could get wild. I remember. So the inn on the what's that town up in Canada?
Oh, Niagara on the Lake.
Yeah, Niagara Lake. So my second wife and I were up there having dinner one night, and we're at that really fancy Prince of whatever hotel restaurant. And I'm sitting there with a cigar, and back then you could still smoke. And the guy asked me, he goes, "Are you going to light that cigar?" And I said, "No, for later." He goes, "Okay," because I had an incident last night. And he just starts, this is our waiter. We haven't even ordered anything yet. Haven't ordered a drink. Proceeds to tell me this fancy, like, doctor-looking guy sat down with his wife, lit the cigar. He asked him to put it out. The guy put his wine down and punched him in the face, and they arrested him right there in the restaurant.
The hardest part was getting the horses in with the Mounties to put the cuffs on them.
Very tough.
It might have been a Cuban cigar. That's why you didn't want to put it. I'm
Probably.
just saying.
But you wouldn't think, like, fancy restaurant, guy out with his wife on a Saturday night, he turns into Sluggo.
Valid points.
You just don't know what you're going to get with alcohol.
You're not wrong. Okay, looks like we've shaken the nurse tree. Leanne writes us, oncology nurse here, can attest we get abused, LOL. I wouldn't have put LOL at the end.
That's the cancer nurse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think, the worst news ever.
Okay, yeah, but I wouldn't. Look.
No, but you're getting terrible news, and, like, people flip.
Okay. 252
Think I got cancer? I could punch like that, see? Tell me I got cancer. I'll beat your ass.
252 WCMF. Let's talk to Mark. Hey, Mark, how are you, brother?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
Good, man. What's up?
Well, I just heard you guys talking about nurses being abused in the workplace, and my wife's a nurse, and good God, she comes home almost every night with a new story of the emergency room up there.
So she's in ER. Okay, so, like, I mean, she sees all types, right? I mean, it's the worst day of everybody's life,
Yeah,
and you got some
every
folks
time
dealing with
you're going to work.
and there's folks dealing with stuff on top of that, Mark.
Correct.
Ooh.
And a lot of times it's guys from like a jail or something like that wanting to get more time in the hospital. So they act a fool. And like my wife got her hair grabbed one night and the guy got his fingers all ringed into her hair. And it took people breaking fingers in order to get them out of my wife's
They didn't
hair.
have scissors, though.
All right, well, I'm glad she's okay, Mark.
Yeah.
Lord. All right. Well, thanks for the call.
So, yes, sir.
All right.
People are crazy.
People are crazy, as the great Jim Morrison wanted to say, but it sounded better as strange.
Yeah, it's up to you like that, and you got to go home to your husband. How was your day last night? Was that right? Hey, what happened to your hair? I don't like the way you cut your hair. We should go back to the barbershop.
All right. Anyone see this one coming?
What?
Jaden writes us, again, as we're talking about this 43-year-old man arrested for allegedly punching a road flagger just east of us. Garbage man.
What?
I've had people chase me in their car, block me from
No.
moving forward, cuss me out, anything you could think of. Nothing physical, but I've heard stories from older guys about actual physical altercations. I see it happening because people go crazy over their garbage not being picked up.
So you would have to be not only pissed off at the
Jeez.
garbage man, you'd have to be waiting down
Yeah.
by your garbage to get a hold of the cat.
Hey, bro, you take garbage more seriously than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah, I do.
This is not out of the question now that he
I
brings it
guess.
up.
But you got to really be pissed off at the garbage man.
Okay.
But again, guys that are pretty physically fit, guys that do that for a living.
Yeah. Yeah, and they smell. With all due respect, boys.
No, they smell and they've seen it all, man. They're
Yeah.
not shocked by anything.
I get in here, I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm not mad anymore.
Think about it. They pick up your can of ass every day and they can still eat lunch. Those are some tough dudes, man.
We're getting a ton of responses here. Okay, maybe everybody runs the risk of getting punched in the face.
Well, I
mean,
guess
yeah,
if you're
I
around
guess.
people.
Yeah.
This woman asked me not to use her name. She says, my good friend was a stripper. I was
Oh.
there watching her in college when another stripper and she got into a fight
Oh.
that spilled from the dressing room into where the dancers were
So
dancing.
this,
So-
isn't even, this is between strippers, not even customers.
But you remember I told you when I used to do those MC work at those strip clubs in Florida?
Yeah.
There would be some nasty ass arguments between those girls in the back room. Like it got scary loud. And like even like those guys that work the front don't want to go back there.
Really?
Yeah. It's not as cool as you think, man.
Okay. Well,
They're pissed.
and I guess they're already naked, so it's not like
They're
you're seeing
naked and
anything.
every one of them had nails.
Oh, yeah. You know what the worst fight at that strip club was, Kimmy?
What's
What?
that?
When they found out that the MC had a bigger chest than anybody in the back room.
Hey, they loved me back there. They always thought I was adorable.
He walked out with $12 in tips that night.
I did.
Licked him, stuck it right to his chest. Hair made it fall off, but he picked it up. Let's take a break.
All right.
This is not ideal for our good friends over at the Rochester Red Wings.
Oh, no, it's not.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
Because I get that baseball and 38 degrees don't go side by side.
No.
But when it comes to like special sporting events, I mean, opening day is a holiday.
It is.
Right? Why this one, out of all the other stuff we would get excited for today?
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't going. I'm like, let's get into it. Next here in the break room. Let's see you, of all the days. What is the odds with
happened?
what are the odds with all the great weather we've had the last 2 weeks, the weather we're going to have the rest of the week, that today is the day? Oh, my God. And here's the thing.
What's that?
As much as this is going to affect the attendance across the street,
Oh, yeah.
it shouldn't,
Well,
based on other stuff, man.
like what?
You're hanging out in the break room. It's just Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF. Just after 8 o'clock this morning, there was a bank robber arrested yesterday after a search warrant was executed in the city of Rochester. However, this bank robber is like one we have not seen in the greater Rochester area. And we will get to it just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. Also, our live stream is back up and running. The Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube or Twitch, The Break Room WCMF. On YouTube or Twitch, get a look at our handsome boy this morning who made $12 in booby tips at a strip club one time. Today is opening day for your Rochester Red Wings at Innovative Field. Man, did they catch a tough break.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
It's been like 50, 60 degrees the last week.
Yeah.
It's going to be 50,
Sunny.
60 degrees. Well, I'm saying for the rest of the week, although with some rain. And you got the 138-degree day.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But it is sunny.
Yeah.
So the prediction is 38 degrees at first pitch. The Red Wings run their 50-degree guarantee every year. Mace is going to take it on the shorts in that one.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay. What are the sporting events that we as a society have decided we're okay being cold at? Because for some reason, opening day of baseball is not one of them.
Right.
Why?
I guess because it's spring, the boys is summer, it's the fall classic. Nowhere is there a hint of snow in any of that stuff.
Okay.
Or
Right.
freezing ass weather.
I know you're ready for it to be warm, but I
Right.
mean, we are used to going out and watching sports in the cold here. Like, it's not like we're not familiar with that or how to dress or anything.
Yeah, but
so
when you-
there's no reason, I guess, you could go watch the game in cold weather.
But you watch a baseball game way differently than you watch a football game live.
Well, okay, to that point, if today the Buffalo Bills were playing across the street and it was 38 degrees and sunny,
Gorgeous.
thank you, like, perfect football weather.
No,
Yes,
no
absolutely.
snow, just a chilly. Like the air is chilly, but the sun's shining.
Yeah.
We're
You
all,
wouldn't even
we're
be as
all
bundled
about
up.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the difference?
Because like football, I mean, you're way more action, so you're up more, you're screaming more. How much are you yelling and screaming are you doing at a baseball game?
Well, I mean, that's
maybe a couple of like seconds of a play.
that's all on you. You could be that guy that yells at the umpire the whole time.
Okay.
We want a pitcher. Nah, your mother's a whore. Haven't figured out how to rhyme it. Give me another inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way you consume baseball.
Okay, but
it's
like
a pastime.
Sitting down
You-
with a beer and
right.
food. I mean,
it's relaxing. Like baseball is a relaxing game to watch more than a football game. What?
no. I
She was
guess you're
making the
right.
opposite point you
Yeah,
were
I
making.
know.
You're like, right.
It's hard to hear.
No, I mean, I was just saying you're kind of doing the same thing. You're right. You're not standing and screaming, but
No.
you're still going to like have a beer and enjoy a game and.
I just think your energy level is way higher at a football game.
Okay.
Than a
And you're
baseball
doing all
game.
the pregame stuff most of the time.
Okay, that's fine. But I'll even go counter to that,
All right.
going past it, because
Count on.
all those years ago, across the street at
Yeah.
Innovative Field, they did that Frozen Frontier Amerks game.
Yeah.
Right, the outdoor Amerks game.
Yeah.
And that night of that game.
Sold out.
And it was brutally cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was snowing like
was-
sideways.
Yeah.
It was
And
one of
we
the
were all like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever been to."
standing room only, right? Hockey is kind of the same where, like, unless there's a goal being scored or a big hit, like, you're sitting on your hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Why did that work?
Because it's hockey. It's a game played on ice. I mean, it kind of fits. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it was unique. Like, it doesn't happen all the time.
Opening day does not happen all the time. Man. Well, it does, but like once a year.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I
Shut
don't
up.
know, man. It's just, baseball, I want some sunshine.
Okay. It's just, you know what it sounds like to me?
What?
It sounds like you justifying yourself being a bitch-ass bitch.
But I hate the cold.
Bitch ass.
And you don't like it either. If there isn't a game, you're not out in the cold, man. For a guy that works out as much as you're not running in the snow, man.
All right, look.
You go downstairs with your kettlebells and you heat.
I have worked out in the snow.
No, but
When
not
forced
by,
to?
Yeah, when forced to.
Okay, no, but it's different. Yes, I
And
mean,
you were raised here.
yeah, what's your point?
And your house had no heat.
The cold does not bother me. Yes, you're right. Like, there are things you're used to in the cold. I think a sporting event. Yes, I get it's baseball. Yes, I get it's supposed to be warm. But it is a sporting event. It's a unique sporting event. It's a fun day. There's going to be a bunch of stuff extra going on at the ballpark thanks to opening day. People are going to be like, cold.
I would also think, like, if you have a kid that plays spring sports here in town, you're out in the cold all the time
And you
watching
hate it.
sports. Like, you are watching lacrosse in the snow. You're watching baseball in the cold.
Soccer.
Not soccer.
Well, no, I mean, towards late fall, if your kid plays high school soccer, it gets snowy and
I
rainy.
thought I was talking about the spring, though.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha. No, I mean,
Well, I guess it could be if they play like, travel or something. But yeah, I mean, like you would think in this town you're so used to watching any sport in the cold that you'd be all about it.
I mean, to your point, again, we're talking about opening day for the Rochester Red Wings over at Innovative Field. It's opening pitch temperature of 38 degrees, but sunny, and it's going to keep people away, which is funny because, again, if this were a Bills game, 38 sunny, high five, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how parents of kids that play outdoor spring sports do it.
I don't either.
They hate it. They hate every minute of it.
Like my daughter has a friend. I just ran into her dad the other night. His son plays baseball, and he's going to be standing outside for the next 3 weeks in the rain, cold.
Not moving,
remember-
just standing there.
I remember my brother playing lacrosse. There were a couple games they had to stop because the snow was so heavy they couldn't find the ball.
Oh.
So like they would just stop the game until like the heavy snowfall stopped, and then they'd continue on.
See, I'll say this: whatever sport your kid plays, as long as the temperature is always the same, you're good. Like my daughter plays hockey. I'm in a rink. It's freezing in the rinks, but I'm always in the rink, so I know that I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like if your kid plays basketball, you're always super hot because those high school gyms get super hot, but you know how to handle it. When my kid is playing baseball and it swings from 32 degrees and snowy to 95 degrees in the middle of August, that's not fair.
That's true.
Should not be allowed. But going back to baseball here, it is weird how the International League, where the Red Wings play, they make northern teams play minor league baseball games in early April. Why?
We've been saying it for years.
You've got teams in the South.
I understand. And why even start now?
Well, you got to get it in because the players can be called up for playoffs for Major League Baseball.
But even baseball, even the major leagues run into these problems, right, with the weather in the north?
Yeah, you're right about
Like,
that.
why not start it later? Like, shrink the season a little bit.
Okay,
I mean,
no,
they even run into problems when they get into playoffs in September, and the weather starts to get colder. You could potentially get snow then too.
Look, I mean, you start making that argument, Tommy, is shrinking the season. We're going to have every baseball nerd calling the show and screaming out,
I know.
but it is interesting how you can make the argument the two most important times of the season, which is the opening week when everyone's all excited, and the end of the playoffs when we're going to crown a champion, is when the weather plays the biggest factor.
Yeah, it's the worst weather.
It's like, the weather is perfect when nobody's really paying attention to baseball.
Yeah.
Even though it's the only game in town. All right, so go ahead, get out to the ballpark today.
No
nice.
snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put on a pair of warm pants, go have a hot dog and a beer.
Beer will stay nice and cold for you.
Maybe
so
they-
your hot dog.
Maybe they got the soup again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Soak your hands in the soup.
Don't do that. I got minestrone hands. This is a unique story.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a bank robbery period is unique. It's,
Yeah.
it ain't the Old West.
True.
But this is a bank robbery that we are not accustomed to.
Oh.
And it turns out bank robberies like this are so rare, there are statistics that the FBI keeps about them.
Damn.
And we'll get into the story next here at the Break Room on CMF. We all have a bad habit of picturing what someone accused of a crime looks like
Yeah.
before we see their face. And that's definitely going to be the case here. Because Tommy, what a bank robber looks like.
Yeah, the standards.
Until you hear this story.
What happened?
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF, just after 8:25, 8:30. There was nothing more American than a food eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
And there is one within driving distance that is so gargantuan.
We having a hog down?
No, your mom's not going to be there. A food contest that is so gargantuan,
Yeah.
no one on this planet has ever accomplished it.
Oh, so your mom's going to be there. Because nobody can eat all you can eat.
Okay. We're going to tell you what it is, but more importantly,
Yeah.
I want you to think about the type of person who would be interested.
Oh,
in
I
this.
know who it is right away.
Okay, well, I don't even need to ask the second question.
You got the same person.
We'll get to it just after 8:25, 8:30 here in the break room on CMF. Back on March 20th,
Yeah.
the ESL branch on Merchants Road in the city was robbed.
Oh, my God.
The suspect entered around 1 in the afternoon. They were wearing a mask. They handed the teller a note demanding money. They said they had a gun, and they escaped with an undisclosed amount of cash.
Oh, that's pretty standard, I guess.
Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
the Rochester Police Department executed a search warrant and arrested the suspect.
So they got him.
Tracked him down.
They nailed that son of a bitch.
They didn't get him.
Oh, they got. How'd they not get him?
No, they got the bank robber.
Yeah. So they got him.
The bank robbery suspect, a woman.
Wow.
A 37-year-old woman has been charged with robbery in the 3rd degree. She has a court date coming up.
I don't think I've ever heard of a lone female bank robber.
And there's a reason why. Fun fact, did you know,
What's that?
according to the FBI,
The stats.
yep, less than 7% of bank robbers nationwide annually are women.
7%.
Less than 7%
Less than
are women.
7% that are caught or commit the crime.
Well, I would assume are caught. Oh, what do you say? Women are better at getting away with bank
well,
robbery?
I guess that would make a difference, right?
Okay, you hear this right
Well,
now.
they know how to put that stocking on correctly.
I got to run in this one. I can't.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
get another one.
Those are my good stockings. Those are my church stockings.
Wait a minute. You're going to sit here in this room.
Well, there could be more. I guess my point is there could be more than that committing those types of crimes, but those are just the ones we know that we caught.
It almost sounds like you're hoping there are more female bank robbers.
I want to give women some credit.
They can be violent.
Well, no,
They can
but
shoot you over money. Plus, they can't pull off the Nixon mask. I don't see it.
what is it? This woman was wearing a medical mask.
Oh, she didn't get it right.
No, okay.
You always go Nixon.
All right. If you wore a Nixon mask into a bank, they're going to hit the alarm the second you walk in the
Seriously.
door,
And-
stupid.
The second
you know-
you are spotted in the parking lot.
Like you'll still be in, Walgreens. They're already called the cops. All right, 252 WCMF. Kimmy does make a somewhat valid point here.
What?
I mean, again, the FBI says that less than 7% of bank robbers annually
It ain't their thing.
are female.
Yeah.
This woman did better than most people who try because the majority of bank robbers, again, according to the FBI, caught within the first 48 hours of the robbery. This woman was on the lam for 10 days
So
and was cooking lamb while doing it.
So does she get out? Does she have her own car? Does she have a wheelman?
I have no details past. She has been arrested for the allegations, but she was 10 days.
Okay.
I mean,
that's pretty good.
It's longer than we normally see.
Yeah.
What would make a woman better at robbing a bank?
Maybe
Planning.
they're planning. You said.
Yeah, maybe planning.
What about it?
Maybe she could go in and case a joint a little bit easier.
Bro, okay.
Well,
Less
I
descriptive.
think people are going to be less suspicious of
Of
a
a
woman
woman.
walking into a bank.
Right.
Initially.
So she could have been there a couple of times checking it out.
All right,
And
all
women can change their looks very easy where guys can't.
Okay, now here comes, buckle up,
Well,
everybody.
okay, you're gonna look twice at a dude wearing a wig or some kind of disguise.
Right.
A woman wearing a wig wouldn't be that uncommon.
Right.
All right. But I do think it's important, again, that we point out the real world versus the movies. Because you said, planning and casing the joint. Bro, this case, she walked in with a note, handed it to the teller, and left.
No, but she probably
She
knew the
wasn't coming
timing.
down on wires.
No.
There wasn't a
Well, we're not-
smoke bomb.
we're
There
not-
wasn't some, oh, man, you got 30 seconds before they cut the blue wire. Hey, we gotta get out of
She
here.
might know where the cameras are, where there's a lot of parallel parking, which she's not comfortable with. What kind of shoes she's going to wear.
Okay.
Is there a lot of steps involved? I think women would plan this out way more than men, especially if a guy working alone.
Kimmy agrees with you. I'm looking at her face, and she's agreeing with you right now.
Yes, because I'm right. Just based how men and women do
Calculated risks, you're saying.
No, but okay, look, I agree. I'm sorry, Kimmy, go ahead.
I would also think, because that number sounded low to me, because I would think that there'd be more women committing those types of crimes for different reasons.
What do you mean by that?
Like they could be more desperate if they have kids or something. Like there could be other reasons besides just greed that they would steal.
Okay, but counterpoint to that, a guy goes in, takes money from a bank, gets arrested. If we're going to talk about traditional roles here, right? Like, there's someone to take care of the kids. Mom goes in and does that for desperate kid.
Yeah, true.
Where do the kids go?
They're in the car waiting for mom.
The number just seemed low.
No, I agree with you. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about a 37-year-old woman who was arrested yesterday after 10 days after the alleged incident. She robbed a bank, according to police. Walked in with a note demanding money, said she had a gun. She was wearing a mask. They left with an undisclosed amount. But the FBI says that less than 7% of bank robbers nationwide annually are women. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I agree with both of you that that number is surprisingly low, but not for the reasons you are giving.
What do you think?
Stupid things you're saying.
What do you think?
Bank robbery is more a female crime.
Is it more of a female?
No, it is. It is a more female crime than we give it credit for. You don't have to be aggressive. You just hand them a note, and they give you the money. You don't even really actually have to have a weapon with you. Like, odds are...
Threaten a weapon.
Yes, odds are this woman, if the allegations are true, did not have a gun. And look, we are obviously not advocating robbing banks because the odds you get away with it, not good. But when it comes to other crimes, Tommy, there's a much higher chance of physical conflict with shoplifting, fraud with guys one-on-one. Those are the crimes we see women financially get into more often. The bank robbery, although they'll be looking for you harder.
Yeah.
It's almost a path of no resistance if you do it the right way.
Okay. All right.
I also wonder if a woman committing this crime, if there would be more or less likely of a chance that somebody would step in to play hero.
Oh, to stop the woman.
Yes.
Okay. You think that someone would be more likely to be like grab a woman? I'm not touching
No,
a
I'm
woman.
saying less likely.
Oh, because it's a woman. Well, here's the thing. I think we're also going back to movies. If this is done the right way, nobody else in the bank knows it's happening. You slide the note to the teller, they put money in a bank.
silent,
true.
Yeah, because, I mean, if she says she has a gun, the teller's not going to be like, I'm getting robbed over here. Help! Help!
So you're saying like nobody would even know anyway, so it wouldn't make a difference.
That's normally how this stuff goes.
I mean, she would know when she gets outside and she realized she got paid 35% less. That would suck. Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this question. As we talk about this 37-year-old woman arrested for, according to police, robbing a bank 10 days ago. Tommy, let's say you've been seeing a woman for 3 months.
Yeah.
Dating, single time. You really like her.
Yeah.
You hit it off fantastic. And she's over at your place one night, and she goes, listen, I got to tell you something happened in my past. I did 18 months in prison.
Oh, she was a convict.
Yeah, well, I robbed a bank. And the allegations that she describes are exactly the story we're telling here. Nonviolent, passed a note, had a mask, arrested, 18 months, lays it all out. You like her? You've been dating her.
Mm-hmm.
Could you look past that?
Yeah.
Not even, you don't even want to think about it?
I've dated women that have been arrested.
You would be worried she would steal from you.
What's she going to steal from him?
To his point. No, I dated a chick that had been arrested a lot in South Florida and had done county time.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
big house.
Sure.
But, did some stuff. Chick stuff.
Chick stuff.
You know what I'm talking about.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, it didn't bother me.
Okay.
I mean, it was also South Florida. I mean, you couldn't be too choosy. 1 out of 3 women in Florida have done time.
Look, I get that when you were a kid, you don't care. I'm
Yeah.
talking now.
Now? Oh,
Yeah.
now.
Like way in her past.
I think I would hear it out.
Okay.
Especially if I was interested, if I was horny.
No, I'm not talking horny. I'm talking relationship here. You've been together
Oh.
3 months.
3 months. And then she springs it
She
on.
drops it on you.
I mean, if it was non-violent.
Yeah, exactly what happened here.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this question. She tells you, you got friends and family. Is that something you are asking her to keep quiet? Or is that something you have no problem discussing with me, Kimmy, your brothers, all that stuff?
It would depend on the people that I'm running with at the time. I would tell, like, you guys.
You would come in the next day and be like, oh, my God, you know that girl, man, she robbed you. You would not, you light-ass bitch.
You don't think I'd tell you?
No, because I would start making, I would have to make jokes. I would have no choice.
Well, yeah. That would be way out of the blue.
Well, yeah, but it's your partner. Like, I would never make jokes at your wife's expense. I love her too much.
I think I would tell you.
Okay.
I think I would tell you. I would tell one of my brothers.
You tell one person, it's going to get around to everybody.
Yeah, true.
So you might as well be upfront about it so you can at least explain it the right way before it becomes a game of telephone and the story gets way worse.
Yeah.
Would you look at a friend differently, Kimmy, a female friend of yours, if you found out she was arrested for robbing a bank? Like in a negative way?
Yeah, I think it would change my perspective on that person for sure. I don't know if it would end the friendship, but
Okay.
I would definitely have some questions.
Oh, yeah.
Would what they wanted the money for change whether or not you'd be sticking around,
No,
Tommy?
I mean, just the fact you decided to do it, I think,
Well, no,
is
but
enough.
but I think you brought up a valid point, right? Like
out
there
of
are
desperation.
different situations equal different things. You know, there's a dog day afternoon situation
Yeah.
versus a guy that just wanted to go buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
if-
she's trying to, I'm gonna feed my child, obviously you can look past it,
Oh, yeah.
right? But I had a gambling Jones that I was trying to feed.
But I can't sit there as a heavy drinker and go no. Or let's say you get involved in drugs. You're a junkie, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, it's understandable.
No, I get it. I agree with you. I'm just asking when it shows up in your life if it's something you can look past.
I think I'm pretty compassionate when it comes to low end crappy people.
You're not a low-end crappy person if you're arrested for robbing a bank.
Bro, that's low.
What?
You high up here.
Yeah?
You rob, you low.
Okay.
You bank rob, you lower. That's a low person. Not, and I don't mean that like they're not significant like as far as the
You
planet's
just called
concerned.
them a low person.
But they're a low person.
What
Like
if-
I told you, my sister was like a low person, but a good, sturdy woman. Somebody's at the door. No, it's I wouldn't say they're a high moral standards. I mean,
What is morality really? I mean, if you don't hurt anybody, you make a desperate decision.
I understand.
No, like I would be.
I tell you what, I look at it as a woman that steals differently than a man that steals.
Please explain that.
I think women steal more out of desperation than men.
Why?
Because, as you know, I feel when I see a woman gone bad, there is a man behind her that got her in that position.
You're an idiot. But you can make the same argument for men. If there was a man that is
that's
stealing,
true.
there was a woman that put them in that position.
Yeah, because you let that happen, but it's a man's world.
It's a man's world. No,
So
look.
you think
In a ladies' prison?
you don't think guys have as much of an excuse to do it?
No.
Oh, that's a stupid take, man. I can give you an example of 10 guys that would have done whatever any woman wanted them to, or would have taken their stuff from him, and they would have been in a desperate spot, or would have ended up with an addiction because they were just trying to keep up with this chick.
But I mean, like, but men get to call the shots. They get women don't.
My favorite thing about you is when you make an argument
Picking up for my ladies.
that is the exact opposite of the life you live. Because you don't call the shots, bro. Your wife calls the shots. There has never been a relationship in your life where you have called the shots. And I agree with you. As a society, your majesty, women have it rough.
Yes.
But not when it comes to individual back and forth, at least with the situations we know. Don't sit here and say that a woman is more likely to be put in a spot because of a man than vice versa. I'm going to say it's even.
Easy. They're the weaker sex.
There it is.
Well, they are.
There it is. Oh, you cute little thing. You can't rob a bank because you're just a lady. Just a little lady. Oh, lady.
So you're saying you could never be talked into something by a woman?
I understand that.
Multiple times.
That's what
I
I'm
will
saying.
say that.
2 marriages.
But in
that's kind of what
society,
Pat's saying.
but in society,
Yeah.
okay, men hold all the cards. They do.
Mm-hmm.
The ladies don't. So, like, what is controlled in this country or this world seems to be a lot. It seems to be a sausage factory
All right, let's go.
compared to the ladies.
Let's do a fun break room experiment, okay?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's the 3 of us walk out to a random area in the greater Rochester area.
All right, where are we going?
All right, so
Anywhere.
you and I,
Mm-hmm.
all 3 of us are going to have to find someone of the opposite sex and get them to do something for us,
Mm.
right? You think that you and I would have the ability to convince a woman to do something for us faster than Kimmy would have the ability to convince a man to do something for her? I'm willing to bet Kimmy could talk a guy into robbing a bank that she'd never met before.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that.
That's our argument.
My argument is, how did she get there? Why is she in trouble?
Okay.
Okay.
Dude.
No.
Bad boyfriend, bad husband, scumbag, talked her into stuff, got her knocked up, did some bad stuff, stole money from her, Made her all these promises.
You're describing yourself.
What do you mean? I never had any money.
You know, the more you think about it, as we go back to the actual story again, 37-year-old woman allegedly robbed a bank, an ESL branch on Merchants, back on March 20th. She was arrested yesterday after the RPD executed a search warrant. She was on the run for 10 days. But the 37-year-old woman passed a note, said she had a gun, walked out with an undisclosed amount of cash. It's surprising because, according to the FBI, less than 7% of bank robbers nationwide annually are ladies. You know, women, if they were further trying to get away with it, all they would really have to do is dress like a man as much as possible going in to rob the bank. Baggy clothes, boots, a wig.
Yeah, hoodie.
Oh, all right.
I mean, if you have a mask on, sunglasses, you could make yourself look, I mean, like, not to sound like a dick.
Like a younger guy, you would probably look like, yeah.
I mean, look, if he had a hat and glasses on and you couldn't see his face, you would not be totally sure. And again, you're my friend, if that was a man or a woman.
Because of my delicate features.
No, I'm just saying.
Jacket and summer jeans. Yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah, and big old chest. I mean, like you
Tommy
have.
and I are actually wearing the same thing today.
But in all seriousness,
All right.
from a distance, you look
Oh,
like
it's amazing how that joke doesn't die.
a woman.
Same joke.
No, you could be a woman. Like if your face was covered and I saw you from a distance, I mean those shoes especially. Those are boys' shoes.
Yes, they are.
Bro,
I got them in a boys' department.
All right, let's take a break. I don't know if this is disgusting or if this is exhilarating.
It's gonna be gross.
Look, there's a part of me that wants.
You want in?
Kimmy.
You said it's gross.
Well, it's with
See, I would think that it would, not be gross until I went to one of these in person and it was gross.
Okay. No human on earth has done this yet. And it's within a day's drive of Rochester. You would be a legend amongst legends. That being said, if you're over a certain age, you would be in pain for a week.
Oh.
That is, if it didn't kill you while you were trying to do it. Because there are certain kinds of people, Tommy, who jump in on restaurant eating content.
Oh, sure.
And when you picture that person in your head that you know,
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways you feel about it.
Well, yeah.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on CMF. A competition as old as time itself.
Yes.
So popular, in fact, some restaurants exist just to do these.
Mm.
And there is one within driving distance that no human being has ever conquered.
Yeah.
But as a risk versus reward show, maybe we should discuss what you're getting to have to put yourself through the battle that would be taking this on.
All right.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF, two very important things. First of all, our live stream is back up and running.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Got a very short self-life.
The Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube or Twitch, The Break Room, WCMF on YouTube or Twitch. We missed watching you watch us so much. So check that out.
Yeah.
Also, it is Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
We're about half an hour away from everyone's favorite game, Where They Whinin'. Set your phone alarm for 9 o'clock. Come on back or stay with us because you're going to want to hear what's going on with this situation, Tommy. Because there are a few things more American than an eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
And there is one within a day's drive that if you tackled it would make you the first human being in the history to ever do it.
So this is like a new food contest?
Challenge.
Challenge?
It's in Warrensburg, New York, which is about 4 hours east of us.
Never heard of it.
Neither had I. But it's at a restaurant called Mark's Hometown. And the competition, you have to eat what they call the Goliath.
Which is?
It's a massive piece of you-know-what.
No.
It's fatty. It's nasty. It tastes good, but it ain't good for you.
It's a burger.
Okay. All right.
But it's a burger only in name.
All right.
It is 10, count them, 10 4-ounce smash burger patties.
So stacked up.
You got it.
10 of those?
40 ounces of pre-cooked beef. How many pounds of beef is that? 16 ounces at a pound?
Yeah, something like that.
16, 40. Kimmy, help.
All right.
16 goes into 40 how many times?
It's like.
Wait, each patty is a. Wait.
Is that 2.5 pounds of beef?
Yeah, it's almost 3. Yeah.
Each patty is 4 ounces pre-cooked.
All right.
10 of those, so that's 40 ounces.
Right.
Right?
All right.
Yeah, okay, so you got 2.5 pounds of beef.
Like think of a 1 pound steak.
Yeah.
Pretty sizable steak.
And there might be bone in there, which would add weight.
Yeah.
This is just straight up.
Right.
About 2.5 pounds. So
Okay.
it's 40 ounces.
All right, so 2.5 pounds of ground beef.
You got it. 10 slices of American cheese.
God damn.
The bun, obviously.
Yeah.
Then you get a side of 1.5 pounds of chili cheese tots.
Oh.
Chili cheese tater tots.
Tater tots with chili and cheese on them.
Oh, boy.
You have 20 minutes to take down the whole thing.
20, that's not a long time.
20 minutes.
That's.
Because the bread slows you up.
Bro, I'm looking at this thing. The bread will not even factor into
The
issues
tots
you
are
will
going to be the
having.
toughest thing to get through.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kimmy, the burger is like a foot high.
But straight up potatoes, though.
Yeah,
but
they clog you. They clog you. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Now, here's the
It's
thing,
going
though.
to fill you.
The tots might benefit you. I'm more worried about the chili and cheese. The tots break apart, right? Like a French fry.
Yeah, but they're the most filling, wouldn't you
No.
say? No.
Tater tots are the least filling of all the potato sides. Everyone knows that.
But it's
That's
the
just pure
potatoes.
science, Kimmy. No, because it's a leftover potato.
So there's
Like,
no bacon on this thing? So it's a straight up cheeseburger.
You sound disappointed.
I
It's
am.
got 2.5
I would like
pounds
more, please.
of
I
meat.
would have thought there was some bacon, but you're right. You're right.
All right. So again,
All right.
10 4-ounce patties, 10 slices of American cheese, bun, 1.5 pounds of chili cheese tots. You got 20 minutes to take it down. It's $34 for the meal, but if you finish it,
Yeah.
your meal is free. You are put on their wall of fame, and they give you a shout out on their Facebook page.
Okay.
And the reason we bring this up, as we said before, if you were the first to do this, take the day's drive to go try it, you would be the first ever human being to do it. No one's
And they've attempted it and failed.
No one has ever done it. You would be the Neil Armstrong of this 10-patty burger.
But it's got to be done in 20 minutes.
20 minutes or you lose.
Yes.
Day, sir. Now, I am fully aware that no one in this room could pull this off.
No.
And health-wise,
Not in my heyday, I couldn't do it.
yeah, I mean, but the burger's about as tall as you are.
Mm.
And, like, health-wise, it's probably one of the worst things you could even attempt
Yeah,
to
you
do.
don't even really get to enjoy it. Like, if you're going to eat food that you know is bad for you,
Okay.
I want to enjoy it a little bit.
There's no way, even with all the time in the world, you could enjoy a 10-patty
That's what I
hamburger.
mean.
No.
How would you even eat it? It's this
In
big.
parts.
I mean, just being painful.
Yeah. Can I do a quick sidebar here?
There you go.
All right. Because, like, as burgers get bigger,
Mm-hmm.
like we keep seeing bigger burgers, they're building them up.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Can we build them out?
Well, I thought that's what the smash thing does. It
No,
kinda
it
spreads
just
out.
smashes the patty, but the patty's still
But it's
stacked.
still
Oh,
too big for your
gotcha.
mouth.
I'm saying if you're gonna build me a 2.5-pound burger, make it wide.
So you want like a meatloaf almost.
Yeah.
Like a one solid big ass slab of ground
Give
beef.
me a pushed out.
Giant bun, giant burger.
Yeah, that I can eat. I can eat that. How do I eat a 10-pound patty? I'm going to have to take it in half, then bottom part's not going to have a bun, which takes away from the experience.
Okay.
Right? Like, it's just
All
common
right.
sense. But I want you to think about this question before you answer.
Yeah.
And the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. If you knew someone who finished the Goliath in 20 minutes, would you be impressed or would you be disgusted?
Oh, I'd be disgusted.
You don't even want to consider impressed.
Yeah. No. Because you're just a slob.
But that, I mean,
You're a glutton and a slob.
It is impressive to be able to eat all of
Yeah.
that food in 20
Is it?
minutes. It's not?
Is it?
No one's done it.
I understand it, but you shouldn't do it. It's not like a. It's not a good skill to scarf food.
There are millionaires that people know their name. Kobayashi. Who's the white guy? The white guy.
Yeah.
The
forgot.
hot dog guy.
Wait, you
What's
talking about the guy
Yeah,
that
I
plays for
know.
the Dodgers?
No.
No, he's still.
Kobayashi.
Gosh, what is that guy's name? Totally blanking.
Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
What is that guy's
By
name?
the
who
way,
eats
who
hot
could
dogs?
pound food? Tommy Lasorda would eat a whole big platter of clams and linguine after a Dodgers.
Well, there's
game.
that video when he ate the Philly Fanatic. Remember we got the play-by-play of it?
Well, here comes Tommy Lasorda. He doesn't look happy.
Joey
What's that-
Chestnut is who you're thinking.
You
of.
ruined the Lasorda eating the Philly Fanatic impression.
Tommy
Sorry.
just got cut off. He's throwing his Jack Daniels on the ground. He's out of here.
All right, 252-WCMF.
I was not listening.
Is the food eating contest worth the pain?
No.
Because I believe it was Ali who said,
Yeah.
suffer the pain today, live as a champion for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but he got to be an actual millionaire. You're just getting a free meal and a picture on a wall.
Joey Chestnut's a millionaire. Kobayashi's a millionaire.
All
Those
right.
guys became millionaires stuffing their face
But
full of food.
they also had to do it for a period of time. Like
Yeah.
I don't think like a one and done winner, that name's not going to live on.
Right.
Like you have to continue doing this for a while, be known for it.
Fair enough, and there is training involved. Remember, Kobayashi did an interview
yeah.
where he said he can't even enjoy eating food anymore. Like
Yeah,
he has
he's
destroyed
ruined
his
himself.
body.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Then.
Yeah.
Again, 252-WCMF. We're talking about this food eating contest. It's a 4-hour East drive, but if you were to pull this off, eat the Goliath, a 4-ounce smash burger patty burger, 10 slices of American cheese, the bun, 1.5 pounds of chili cheese tater tots. You have to eat it in 20 minutes. You'd be the first person to ever do it.
Yeah.
What is the age where food eating contests become sad and not fun?
Once you kind of hit like your adulthood,
What's adulthood?
25.
25. All right, Kimmy, would you agree that after 25, attempting a food eating competition at a restaurant is more sad than it is fun?
No, I think it becomes more impressive after 25. I don't want to watch it,
Okay.
but I'd be impressed if you told me you did it.
I think
because-
there's an easier way to figure this out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you.
That's okay.
But this involves you.
What's that?
Kimmy, your husband could pound chow.
Yeah,
All right, so let's say they did a wing eating contest,
yeah,
right? Your husband would be
Yeah.
all in on that.
yeah.
Would you be proud of your husband if he ate 45 wings in 10 minutes?
Proud? Maybe that's the word for. I would be impressed, but again, I think I'm scarred, especially from chicken wing eating contests, because I went to one once thinking it was going to be fun and cool to watch because I'd never been to one before.
Okay.
And it was so disturbing that I never want to see one again.
What bothered you?
So the guy so there was an argument that happened at the end because there were two guys that were like, head to head. And the one guy at the end who had eaten the most wings, but he wasn't swallowing them at the end. So he just had a mouthful of chewed up chicken that he spit out in a giant ball onto his plate when he was done. And the other guy was like, well, he didn't eat them all the way, so it shouldn't count.
There's a bunch of women listening going, what's the problem? I don't see what the problem is. It got done. The job got done.
But that ball of chewed up chicken wings
Yeah, that's nasty.
will forever live in my mind.
Yeah.
That it's just like, I'm out. I don't need to see this ever again.
All right, we'll get a perfect answer from Kimmy with this question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Your husband eats 45 wings in 10 minutes. He
Yeah.
wins his competition. They give him a big trophy. They want
Yeah.
to take his
He's
picture.
got
He's
wing sauce all over his face.
all over his face. It's on his bald head
Yeah.
for some
In
reason.
his mustache.
And he goes, Kimmy, come here. Get in the picture with me. Do you get in that
Yeah,
picture?
yeah. I mean, if he's excited about it, you got to be excited about it. But again, I'm gonna sit this one out in terms of watching. Let
Okay.
me know how it goes.
Are there good food eating competitions in
No.
town?
No.
No, in town.
What do you mean good?
Well, like there are restaurants that'll offer stuff like this.
Oh,
like
like
you could-
challenges.
Yeah, the challenge. I'm sorry, not competition, challenges. You're right.
I thought there was one with the bomber, similar to what you're talking about, those bomber burgers.
Yeah, where is that one?
There was they had one, I thought, one time if you ate it, you got on like their wall of fame type
Okay.
of thing.
Now, the ones I'm familiar with are giant pizzas. Like, there's a couple of pizza shops where they'll give you, like, this giant pizza. You pick a buddy, and you got to eat it in, like, a set amount of time.
I've only seen one time a guy eat a whole standard 16-ounce pizza on a quick break. And he was a fat kid that used to work in a stockroom where I worked.
I think I could eat a 16-ounce pizza or 16
I mean, you got to do
it.
it. He ate it quickly.
Okay.
I mean, he ate it in less than 30 minutes. I mean,
Well, yeah.
because he had to get it.
In that case, it would have been free.
Yes, true. That's so true.
Is-
But yeah, I mean,
Did
it's
a lot
pretty.
of places do away with food challenges?
Well, yeah, I'm
Because
assuming.
people die.
Yeah, the liability's pretty.
choke. We did them. We did CMF. We did them every year, and we had an eyeball pop out of a guy.
That really happened.
Yeah,
It was a
It was a
glass
fake- yeah,
eyeball.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
a fake eyeball.
Let's not make it sound like he had so much meatloaf that it pressured his eyeball out of his
bro.
socket.
Like watching those guys eat those things, it was gross, man.
Yeah, most of these food challenges that I'm finding around town are from like 10 years ago.
So is nobody doing
I don't
them
know
anymore?
if they still exist.
And we had a really good contest because back then the Pro Bowl was in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
The winner of that went to the Pro Bowl. They got basically a flight to Hawaii
Yeah,
to see
bro.
the Pro Bowl.
I'll sit down and push through that.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny though is like we asked the age, right? 25. I don't disagree with you that 25 is the cutoff. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good age. But it's not because you're sad over 25. It's because once you hit 30, you start to really feel what your body,
Oh,
what
yeah.
the terrible things in your
Sticks.
body after that. Like if I were to sit down, like, let me put it this way: I had 5 guys on Sunday, right? And I love.
Oh,
Five.
then you went out and had a burger.
Oh my God! I had 5 guys,
Yeah.
and then I had a half of a giant solid chocolate bunny from Andy's Candy.
Jesus Christ!
I
man.
love Andy's Candy so
My
much.
God.
It's the greatest chocolate that ever
I
existed.
guess so.
I could let me put it this way. I don't eat Andy's candies until I'm full. I eat it till it's gone. And if my wife does not wrestle that bunny away from me, I will eat the whole thing.
Wrestle it away.
I'm trying to paint the accurate picture because
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. My wife literally had to put both her hands on the bunny and say, "Give me the bunny."
All right.
I still want to die. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was with a 3-patty cheeseburger, a bag of fries, and probably 2 pounds of chocolate
Yeah.
bunny.
I mean, you could drop dead.
I took yesterday. I had to run out of the room and take a dump right after a commercial break, and it all came out at once.
Yeah, that's how that usually works.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's like one of those unsettling dumps where it's like, nope, it's a boom, we're done. It should not come out all at once.
Yeah.
So a few years
Did I share too much? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, some like YouTuber like that does like this kind of challenge stuff came to town, and I guess they did the Canary Row Smokestack Challenge.
Okay.
Heard of that.
That was at Smokin' Hot Chicks.
Okay.
It's 5 pounds. Hold on.
Of chicken
Hold
or pork? Well,
on. Where did it go?
I don't think smoking hot chicks exists anymore.
Oh, okay.
think
Well,
I
then never mind.
Elijah writes us on Twitter and
Yeah.
talking about this Goliath Burger Challenge that no one's ever accomplished for us east of us. He says, not worth the drive to spend $34. Bathtub Billy's has a food challenge with a better menu for the challenge. Half-pound burgers, 3 Nashville tenders, 3 pieces of bread, pulled pork, heaping portion of fries, and a huge portion of macaroni salad, and you get 45 minutes. Well, what do I win, man?
yeah.
Because if it's just free lunch, no thank you.
But that sounds like
Yeah.
a better meal, the Bathtub Billy one.
But it also sounds like it might be more food.
Yeah, but it sounds really tasty.
Yeah, but you're going to be in pain. You're only going to enjoy the taste of it for the first couple of
Right,
bites.
right.
It's, you know,
You're
30
too focused on the challenge itself to enjoy it. Would your picture being on the wall there be enough?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might
then the
be.
place closes, right? And it changes hands, and what happens?
I would go and ask for my picture, though.
That's sad.
Why?
That is so sad. If that place was going under,
Yeah.
and you went in there to get your picture back,
I'd put it in my man cave. Is that wrong?
No, that's
you should have
fair.
your own.
If you have your own. If
copy
you have your
of
own
it.
food challenge plaque, you should. They should give that back to you.
Yeah, I'm going to hang it in my man cave, and that's going to be like a talking piece. When people come over,
No,
I'm
it's
going to
not.
show them, okay,
Show
It's
your
going to be the
grandchildren.
saddest talking piece ever.
this is when I ate a 10 4-ounce patties and cheese.
Grandpa
and
with a bib.
We keep saying, guys, there are women that do this too.
No,
There are plenty of female competitive eaters.
That is gross.
So interestingly enough, when we're
God.
talking science-wise, women have an advantage in competitive eating thanks to what's called the fat belt theory. You're familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
So the fat belt theory.
Fat belt?
Yes. So you would think that the fatter the guy, the more they can eat.
Yeah, he's got room.
No, you're wrong. The fat belt theory is that when you are skinny and there's no fat on you, your stomach can expand further.
Oh, okay.
The
So
fat-
there's a wall of fat that's pushing back.
Exactly. That's why so many skinny people are good at competitive eating. Joey Chestnut, Kobayashi, the Black Widow,
Gotcha.
whatever her name is,
Yeah.
that woman, right? And we laugh about an age and, who cares if you eat it? But, again, all of those food competitions seem to be not old cats, but they're all over 30.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And, Joey Chestnut and that woman were in Buffalo for that wing eating contest last year.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. And, people came out to watch.
I could not watch a woman competitively eat.
So you'd rather watch a dude
Yes.
competitively?
Yeah.
I think that's weird. I think that would be way more sloppy.
No, but
He likes it sloppy.
But yeah, I can accept a sloppy man.
I'm more
sloppy
impressed.
women without table manners is gross.
You want her to have manners while she's doing an eating
I
contest?
don't
while
want you to
she's
be an
dunking hot dog buns in water.
I don't want to
shoving
watch a
them in.
woman eat man food like a hog.
God, you're so weird.
How is that weird?
No, it is weird.
It's just weird. You're already
I'm
going
not
to an
sexually
eating
turned on
contest.
by a sloppy woman.
Nobody asked you to be turned on by an eating contest.
I understand.
Well, if I'm watching a woman on
Okay,
stage, I
listen,
expect to be turned on.
Listen, I understand if you're
have an
on a date
expectation.
and she just starts.
Like when I'm voting. What? I'm sorry.
I understand you wouldn't want somebody to eat like that if you're on a date with them.
No
right?
kidding, man. I'm not paying for them
Why,
wings.
why are you eating as much as you can right now? But if she's up there for the purpose of an eating contest, what do you expect?
I understand it, but I don't want to see it.
I don't preach it.
I don't preach it. I don't understand
It's just
it.
weird you're disgusted by one and not the other.
I don't teach my kids.
I don't.
252 WCMF. Let's take one call before we move on.
Stained up woman.
Chris has got the last word on CMF. Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. What do you got?
I got to agree with Timmy. I mean, it's pretty gross watching one of those eating contests. I mean, people are on the verge of puking, and it's just disgusting. I mean, aside from the starvation aspect, and all you can eat, no person should be able to eat all they can eat. I mean, it's just gluttony at its worst.
That's not right.
I mean, but Chris, here's the thing, man, right? Look, I guess from a philosophical standpoint, you're not wrong. But we all need little things to get us up in the morning. And if your little thing is going and eating as much food as possible, why not? Who you hurting?
It's just gross. I can't even watch it, man.
All right, Chris is out.
He's out.
He's out. Chris, what is your favorite food? If you had, let's say, gun to your head, you got to eat this in 10 minutes as much as possible. What food are you picking?
Chicken French.
That's the worst one you
Seems
could
like
have
a
picked.
tough one.
It's
Yeah.
breaded chicken,
And
Chris.
butter.
Chris, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. Oh,
Can you imagine
I
eating
don't know if I
like
could eat unlimited chicken French.
that? Would be so nasty.
What?
It's delicious.
one order of chicken French is unlimited chicken
Yeah.
French. Oh, okay. Let's take a break. We got Where They Whine It coming up in just a little while.
Okay.
But before we get there, this story is surprising for a couple of reasons.
Whatever.
One, we know that cocaine can wreak havoc on your body.
It's terrible for you.
Who knew that it could wreak havoc on the things around your house and in your car, physically?
That I caused? or-
Locksmiths are begging people to stop doing this.
Oh.
But what might be more surprising about this story is cocaine back?
I was about to say, is it making another run?
We'll get into it next here in the break room. I'll see you back. Where are they whining? Coming up in just a second.
Well, I'm ready, buddy.
Hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. Sit tight there. But this is a story that is weird for two reasons.
What's that?
Well, okay. So there is a story that broke earlier this week where locksmiths are begging Americans to stop snorting cocaine with their keys.
With their key? Oh, using it as like a Coke spoon?
Using your key as a spoon and then snorting cocaine.
All right.
So the reason locksmiths are asking people to stop doing this, apparently,
What does it do to the lock?
it messes it up terribly, both in your home and your car. These locksmiths have said, multiple locksmiths, they have had to replace locking mechanisms on homes and cars because the cocaine residue gets into the locks and damages all of it.
Oh.
Eats away at it.
You got it. They also say over time, the powder can weaken the shape of the key and destroy everything altogether. They go on to say that if you have to call a locksmith for this, they will know right away that it was cocaine that caused the problem. It's a very specific thing, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And if there are locksmiths listening, 252 WCMF, tell me if that's true. And all of that is weird. But most interesting,
Yeah.
these locksmiths say they have seen an increase in what they call coke lock over the last few months. Is cocaine back?
Is it cheap or something all of a sudden?
Beats the hell out of me. 252 WCMF. It wouldn't. Cocaine is usually the most expensive of the recreational.
Yeah,
drugs.
but you know how it fluctuates. With people don't use it, the prices drop.
Okay, yeah, the market.
Coffee goes up, the Coke goes down.
Well, I would think with all the efforts of keeping things out of the country.
But I think there's cheaper alternatives to Coke.
Oh, you mean like Splenda?
Yeah. But those little packets are a pain in the ass. No, but I bet you like because other stuff comes in, it drives the price down. So maybe it's coming back.
But I didn't think. I thought. I don't know. Like, the numbers I'm saying, things are down.
Well, I don't know. And it's the one thing we have to import, right? We don't grow it here.
Is there nowhere you can grow stuff to make cocaine in America?
I don't think you can do the coca plants here. It doesn't. Enough of it to make it work.
Okay,
anyway.
because
It's all Colombia and South America.
That I knew, but outside of that, I'm completely naive to the process of making cocaine. I don't know how many leaves you would need to well, I don't know how any of this works.
Well, you got to cook it down. It becomes like a paste.
Yeah.
And you got to add chemicals to it. If you ever saw cocaine actually being made, you go, oh, the cocaine isn't even the worst thing in cocaine.
Oh, did you really just say that? If it was pure uncut cocaine, it'd be fine.
Bro, there's some chemicals in that crap.
Yeah, there's chemicals in almost everything.
Coffee
right?
made everything. Sure.
No, I meant the drug. Okay. I just find it funny. We found out a way to make a drug that is super addicting to people that live in trailer parks. Everyone tries it, right? You can go to the store and find that stuff, but we haven't found a way to make cocaine in America. Not that I'm looking for that. Just weird, the ingenuity, what it creates, and what we can't do.
Yeah,
here.
true.
I don't know. If cocaine is back, why is cocaine back?
Did it ever go away?
I mean, there's ebbs and flows, right? Because when you were coming up, cocaine was everywhere.
Yeah, but it was a glamour drug.
Yeah.
It wasn't, then crack came, the cheaper version of that.
And when I was early on the road, when I should have been in college, and maybe this is a little before you, cocaine showed up again.
Yeah,
it was
but
everywhere.
Maybe it never went away with those that group.
Okay, so you're saying
what I mean?
college kids have been doing coke the whole time?
Where did they get their money?
I think
$80
student
a
loans.
gram.
No
It
wonder
definitely-
you can't pay back your student loans.
it definitely never went away with the college crowd. I meant more like that. The people you're talking about, they grew up and maybe they did it less, but they never really gave it up.
I can't tell you the last time I saw someone do cocaine.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't you have that one buddy though that'll break
Not
it
anymore.
out at the weirdest
I
times?
wish I still had your key
Yeah,
in
it's
your
been in
nose.
your pockets.
You're snorting coke.
You're handling. You're sticking. Yeah. The
That
key.
key's been a lot of places.
No,
Yeah.
wait. Cocaine, clean and free of bacteria.
And they wash their hands.
Okay.
They wipe everything down when they're done at the lab.
I'd be way more worried about what they put in the cocaine than the key I'm snorting the cocaine off of.
You're right, but I think the key would be more top of mind.
Okay.
Nasty ass key. I would use a nice spoon.
I'm trying to think now as we talk about this story again. 252 WCMF. Locksmiths are saying that if you are doing coke with your key, your house key, your car key, that you're not only destroying the key, you're destroying the locks. All the stuff gets in the mechanisms, destroys it. Not only will it ruin all your locks and have to have them replaced, they say when they come to replace them, they will know it was the cocaine that wiped it out. I'm trying to think what my first thought would be is if I saw someone now that I am a contemporary of
Yeah.
doing coke.
Oh, I know people that will still do it.
In front of you?
They almost have
They're
to.
they're pretty open about it because I know they do it. You know what I mean?
I think it would freak me out at this point.
Hey, wait, I mean, if somebody here was in the bathroom doing coke now.
Oh, I meant just like a buddy, like hanging out with a buddy, like, hey, I'm going to go into the bathroom. I walk in and they're doing coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've never like been out with somebody and they're like acting a little funny or like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess they're doing that again.
But
Back
that
in
was
the
like,
day-
that was pretty normal.
Yeah.
But like, if I walked into the bathroom, right, and I see TJ down the hall, first of all, she'd probably go, "What are you doing in the ladies' room?" I just wanted to see you do coke. You know what I mean? Like if I saw somebody like that, like a mom, like doing a bump,
Yeah.
on a bump break, that would freak me out, man.
I'm with you. Although, I mean, look, you know my policy on coke. I've never done coke. I was afraid to do coke.
Yeah.
Len Bias scared me
I
off of coke.
know.
But I will never forget the first time I ever watched a man do cocaine.
Really?
Well, it was. Have I told you this story?
I don't think so.
So it was the Hartford Funny Bone
Okay.
Comedy Club up there in Hartford.
Yeah.
The MC, me, and then John Witherspoon.
Oh
From the
my God!
From the Friday
Legend.
movies. God, I
Legendary
love him.
guy.
Nicest man.
Yeah.
So John Witherspoon is on stage. I go back into the dressing room. And
He's got a spoon.
No, it wasn't Witherspoon.
Oh.
The MC, who, by the way, is like 25 years older than me. I'm like 17, 18 at this point. He sits down, he takes out a baggie, and he scoops it onto some straw spoon.
So this
something.
guy's serious, man.
Bro, I mean, he's a old Burnout Road comic
Yeah.
who's MCing at 50. Okay, now we're inside baseball. I'm sorry. So he does. He does a bump, and I'm sitting there, and the look on my face must have said it. I'd never seen this before, right? And I'm like, oh, and he goes, he offers it to me. He goes, you want some? And I go, no, thank you. No, thank you. And then he does it again, and he goes, you're not going to tell anybody. And I go, no. He goes, you look like you're going to tell somebody. And I go, no. He goes, if you tell anybody about this, I'll make sure you never get booked in this club ever again.
Thank you.
I was horrified.
Kidding.
Like all week long, I would go back to the condo and be like, I want to go home now.
So when I started on at CMF in '93, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I mean all over the place. And there were people that it was in regular rotation for lunch.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. We had some partiers, and they had the stupidest code name for it, Schnee. Like nobody could figure that out. Yeah, I did some Schnee last night. What was that? Like a new sushi joint downtown?
Like you were with a bunch of people who were annoying enough on their own.
Yes.
I can't imagine. Like I could not tolerate that room for more than like 5 minutes. I want out immediately.
But like I'm talking, it was more than just on air people back then.
Yeah.
I know. I'm talking about them too.
Yeah. So, they'd be going on in the bathroom, and not like it was like Animal House, but it was there.
I mean, it would, again, to that point, if that all of a sudden showed up again, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, now it would freak me out.
All right, we'll take one call real quick, 252-WCMF. John, I got like 30 seconds, brother. What do you got for us?
Oh, I was just calling in. I know Tommy was asking about the increase in Coke and the pricings and markets.
Yeah.
But I just actually read an article. I don't have the exact website it was on, but I was just reading about last week, and they're noticing at the borders there's a big decrease with fentanyl overdoses and people trying to get fentanyl across the border. So basically, as that market drops, they're saying the Coke now is rising because they have such a history in the past of how to get it here in the States and that sort of thing. So as the fentanyl crisis is dropping, they're seeing a huge spike with Coke now because the fentanyl is obviously slowing down at the border.
But I would think, like, everyone's budget's tight, right? And I understand I understand with drugs it's different, but like with Coke, that is a more recreational drug than the other ones, right? I also understand there's addiction. I know there's a lot of caveats here. I'm just saying, like, if we can't afford eggs, John, why is everyone doing Coke again?
I hear you there, man.
Hey, John, when's the last time you watched someone do Coke?
Watch someone do that? Oh, shit, it's been probably 15 years.
Okay. John, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day.
That's about right, 15, 20 years ago.
I think that's fair. All right, let's take a break. We've gone too long already. If you want to get in and guarantee you get in, you call us right now, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Kimmy's got her post from the neighborhood apps. We're going to read it out loud, and together we will figure out where they whining. We do it next here in the break room. Let's CMF. Kimmy's got her post ready to roll.
Let's do it.
We are running late,
Mm-hmm.
so let's jump right in. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5 WCMF. If you are new to the game, here's how it works.
What do you do?
It is Tuesday. It is 9 o'clock. It is time for Where They Whining. Kimmy has her post from the Neighborhood app. She has removed street names and town references. She's going to read that post out loud, something that happens somewhere in the greater Rochester area. We're going to listen.
I have to listen.
Because there are enough clues left where you can deduce what town, village, neighborhood in the city of Rochester this happened in. And you're going to call us when you get a free phone line, 252-WCMF, to tell us where they whine. And you don't have to worry about Tommy getting it right because you are ice cold. Cold as ice.
But I'm willing to sacrifice.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, I thought we were late.
Look, you're never... Their microphone is on!
But now we're ticking around. You don't even have a mic on.
Okay.
Now
All
we're
right,
really
answer
late.
phones.
You're never too late for Foreigner, all right? Kimmy, you ready?
Yep.
Let's get them on!
Webster, Hilton, Irondequoit, where they whining?
What kind of psychopath is out there doing yard work right now?
Oh, yeah.
It's March 6th. I wasn't expecting to be rudely awakened by the sound of a leaf blower at 8 a.m. It looks like someone close by had their lawn service come out to take care of the leaves that were left from last fall is what I think they meant to say. I know this because I saw the truck and trailer parked at the end of the street. They're a bunch of fools. This is so unnecessary and should be made illegal to do before the month of May. The guys who run this lawn service clearly...
I'm dunking.
That's not a dunk. That's a shot.
Dunking.
That's not a dunk either.
Dunking shot.
That's a roller coaster.
I thought we were late.
The guys who run this lawn service clearly have no idea what they're doing. If you know them, cancel your service immediately. They'll screw up the growth for the spring. Apparently, no one watches the news anymore. They just did a story about how you should let your garden sleep until the weather warms up for good. Don't these idiots know there's more snow on the way? Must not pay attention to the weather either. I'm sure they'll be back for more noise and nonsense when the snow melts again. Be smart. They're stealing your money and taking advantage of people too lazy to do their own yard work.
All right, 252
Sorry, a little poorly written there.
It's all right, no problem. No problem. They can't all be gold. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. You already think it's done because you were shooting a three-pointer yelling dunk. Go Sports! What do you got, bud?
Well, what did you hear?
No, I'm asking you what you heard.
Lawn service.
Yeah, what about it?
That is east side.
Okay.
No man on the west side is going to let any other man cut his lawn.
Cut a red on a steam at the end there. Not gonna let it go.
Soft east side sissy boys have lawn service.
Okay. Well, there's lots of towns on the east side.
There is a lot of towns on the east side. But this is also poorly written.
Oh, boy.
Well, you did say it was poorly written.
Well, I did have to adjust some of the sentences, yeah.
So what's the dumbest town on the east side, Tommy?
Poorly educated but doing all right for themselves. Right? Am I right?
They could have just been writing this in
Nope.
anger.
Let's go with this.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I think I got my spot, brother.
Where's that?
I think I'm talking about ER.
Wow. You think that ER is poorly educated but
No,
doing
no.
all right?
You just
No,
said
no.
a lot right there.
I said well-to-do, poorly educated.
Still
They doing all
insulting,
right.
you know.
They doing all right, but they can't read and write.
I don't see East Rochester as a town that has lawn services, and they're a very intelligent town.
They line up.
No, they don't.
You don't go out that way. I do.
The I Family of Dealerships is in East Rochester.
Yeah, but it's out there.
No, it's not,
it's
stupid.
it's on the edge of ER.
This is the opposite of East Rochester.
No, this is it.
It's West Buffalo. No, all right.
West Buffalo.
That was a terrible pick. Thank you for clearing that up for everybody. This one's easy. Because although I agree with you that the West Side is not a lawn service town.
No, of course not.
This is not an East Side town.
What are you picking?
Well, there are some towns that have been getting younger faster, and this is one of them. Folks that don't know how to deal with lawns, don't know what they're doing. That's what this sounds like here. I am one of those people. They whining in Henrietta.
So you're saying there's poorly educated well-to-dos?
No, I did not say anything about
They
poorly
can't
educated.
read and write?
And
They're doing all
You
right?
threw out
You
poorly
said poorly
educated
educated.
for the record.
No, you said was poorly written.
No, but you said poorly educated. Also, on top of that,
Poorly educated can't read.
there are so many lawn services now. I believe it has driven down the price of lawn services. It's not the elite thing that you think it is.
What are
telling
you basing that on, zilch?
You see them everywhere,
I see
man.
I've seen them since I moved here.
That's my point.
Hey, they ain't cheap.
They're cheaper than they used to be. This is no longer a rich man's game. Mark my words.
You're
bro.
guessing.
Mark my words. I'm
So
telling
you're
you.
saying it's the Henny.
It's Henrietta, without question.
All right.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. There was one rule and one rule only. Well, two rules, actually. But the first important rule,
Yeah.
you get one guess.
Yeah.
If you hear someone else say your town when you're on hold, you got two choices. Hang up the phone, try again next week, no big deal, or pick a different town. If we pick up the phone and you say, I was going to say that, you've been disqualified. The commissioner gets all final say. The second new rule, the winner from last week goes last. Caleb was last week's winner.
Caleb.
He is on hold.
All right.
So we will have a shot from the back
All right.
to try and repeat again. 252 WCMF. Let's start with Marty. He's been on hold for 15 minutes. Marty, where are they whining, buddy?
I literally saw this not too long ago, so I'm going to say Charlotte.
Charlotte? Why Charlotte?
Like I said, I literally saw it not too long ago. A lady was out in her driveway with a leaf blower, and I'm like, oh, don't you think that's a little early?
But this was a lawn service, Marty.
Lawn service, driveway.
Dumbass.
He's just saying words now. Lawn service, driveway, square, circle, triangle. Tommy, do you think that someone in Charlotte would write the post the way that it was written?
Oh, yeah.
What are you trying to say about Charlotte?
I'm just saying they can't read and write, but they doing all right.
Marty, you waited 15 minutes for the word. You had the run of the towns, man.
Yes.
I still think it's Charlotte.
All right,
Of course you do.
Marty, I'm very disappointed in you. Thank you for the call. Have a good rest of the day.
Marty's going to go down swinging.
252 WCMF. Let's talk to Jay. Jay, where they whining, buddy?
Pittsford.
Why Pittsford?
I literally see lawn services in there every single day when I'm driving through.
Okay, but every town has lawn services in it when you drive through it. That's my point, man.
Not in late March.
But to the post point, if you knew what you were doing,
Yeah.
which, Tommy, you would argue people in Pittsburgh know what they're doing,
Oh, yeah.
you would not have the lawn service there now.
No, but that lawn service isn't cutting lawns right now. They're doing winter cleanup. They're not cutting the lawn.
No, I know, but did you not hear the whole
I know.
let your garden
I
sleep,
know.
man? Jay,
Yeah.
it's too scratch, buddy. It's like the Final Four. You're not going to get 4 1s in 2 weeks in a row. Jay, it was a terrible pick.
One day it'll land.
All right, Jay, thanks for the call, buddy. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. Let's talk to Rob. Sorry, my button's stuck. Damn it. Rob, where are they whining, buddy?
I'm going Pittsford. If you look at the date of March 6th, that's a Thursday, 8 a.m. on a Thursday.
I'm sorry, wait,
yeah.
hold on. You broke up there. What town did you say you were going?
I'm going Pittsford because on March 6th.
Rob, he just said Pittsburgh. Rob, Jody just said Pittsburgh. You were on hold.
Man,
Rob,
really?
what were you doing while you were on hold, Rob?
I had my radio down thinking that you guys would hear the feedback, but all right.
He's doing you a favor.
Oh, I'm trying to be a
I'm that guy
good
today,
radio
sorry.
caller. I'm going to try to guilt you out of it. Doesn't mean you're not DQ'd, Rob.
Can I add to it, though?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I just
No,
think
you
that
can't. You've been
March 6th
disqualified, Rob. We got to let you go. We got more people on hold. Rob, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. There goes Rob. He was so proud of himself, too. Let me tell you why. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Barber. Barber, where are they whining, bud?
I'm going to go with Irondequoit because it's got that right mixture of older people who retired who have disposable income, and then maybe this younger person just doesn't understand what's going on. And even on my street, there's 2 separate lawn companies that handle my neighbors' yards, and I had my lawn rolled yesterday.
Ooh, lawn roller.
Bro, guys who get their lawns rolled are so stupid. What a scam.
Well, no, but it does take all the bumps out.
Is that what it does? Yeah, you should do it to your head.
I did pitch in extra for the aeration where it looks like little dog turds all over your yard.
Yeah, but you got to aerate.
Barber, I don't hate the pick. Thank you for the call. All right, can we just talk real quick?
What's up?
I'm convinced that some idiot just bought like a heavy thing one time. He was like, oh, you got to give me $40 to roll out your lawn. And it was like, okay.
Yeah, but it smooths it out
Wow.
nice. So it's not bumpy when you're like out on it.
How often are you out on your lawn?
All summer I'm out there.
No, you're not. You're on your patio.
Yeah, I had that rolled too.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. Let's talk to Pete. Pete, where they whining, buddy?
I'm going Greece.
Why Greece?
I feel like this is a west side thing. You guys are just getting tricked into the east side.
I mean,
Well, Pat's saying, man, these lawn services are dirt cheap. Everybody's got them now.
Pete, back me up here.
They are pretty cheap now.
Thank you. Where have you
Well,
been?
I'm just saying
How
they
is
are
it cheap
pretty
when
I've been
gas
seeing-
and labor is expensive?
Because more businesses drive down the price.
Is that
It's
what it is?
simple economics.
But then wouldn't guys go out of work and then it would drive it back up again? You guys are nuts.
Okay.
Tom, you picked a town that's like the city. Nobody's having a freaking lawn mowing service in East Rochester. Your pick was horrible this week.
He's right. They got postage stamp lawn. Could you come out for 2 minutes?
Why not? I hear you cheap.
You heard Tommy.
Very disappointed in you this week. Very disappointed.
Stick around.
Pete, thanks for the call, buddy. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Let's get one more in before we get a reread from the commissioner. Let's talk to Steve. Steve, where are they whining, buddy?
Morning, guys. They are whining up in Penfield.
Why Penfield?
Well, like you said, every town has lawn service now, but I feel like Penfield's just that area where there's a lot of small streets over there. It's hard. You said right in the letter that the trucks were parked down the street, so it makes me think that maybe it's a smaller area towards the village of Penfield where there's some tight streets in there.
Okay.
I don't know, just a good guess.
Out in Penfield, they keep it tight.
Oh, like
That's
East
right.
Rochester. Tight.
No, but again, postage stamp lawns.
Not everybody has a
there's
little lawn.
There's no lawn services in ER, Tommy. Sorry.
Yeah, according to Tommy, they can't read the brochure, the flyer they get, because how did you put it?
You can't read or write, but you're doing all right.
Steve, we got you. Thanks for the call, buddy. All right, 252-WCMF. Kimmy, can we get a reread for today's Where They Whining for the folks just joining us, please?
What kind of psychopath is out there doing yard work right now? It's March 6th. I wasn't expecting to be rudely awakened by the sound of a leaf blower at 8 a.m. It looks like someone close by had their lawn service come out to take care of the leaves that were left from last fall. I know this because I saw the truck and trailer parked at the end of the street. They're a bunch of fools. This is so unnecessary and should be made illegal to do before the month of May. The guys who run this lawn service clearly have no idea what they're doing. If you know them, cancel your service immediately. They'll screw up your growth for the spring. Apparently, no one watches the news anymore. They just did a story about how you should let your garden sleep until the weather warms up for good. Don't these idiots know there's more snow on the way? Must not pay attention to the weather either. I'm sure they'll be back for more noise and nonsense when all the snow melts again. Be smart. They're stealing your money and taking advantage of people too lazy to do their own yard work.
252-WCMF. Oh, by the way, one of my favorite Springsteen songs.
What's that?
Gotta sleep in garden out back. 252-WCMF. All right. Tommy is in East Rochester because he thinks that it's east side enough to have a lawn service, but dumb enough where they wrote that post.
Yeah.
I am in Henrietta. Marty is in Charlotte. Jay is in Pittsford. Rob called right after and said, Pittsford. Tried to give us his reasoning, and we tricked him into doing it again so we could scream at him and hit the buzzer again. Barbara's in Irondequoit, not the worst guess in the world. Pete's in Greece. Steve is in Penfield. Everyone agrees that Tommy is stupid for thinking that lawn services are this elitist thing that they used to be.
They high end.
252-WCMF. Let's talk to Chris. Chris, where they whining, buddy?
Morning. First, Tommy's is the worst pick I've ever heard. Because in East Rochester, don't they have where you just put it down to your curb and then they have...
Hey, we're running late here.
No, I want to hear what he has to say. He's making valid points. Yeah.
And then the town comes and picks up the leaves?
That's sure. Let's go with that. Sure, yeah. Tommy sucks. Okay.
So I'm going to go with Spencerport.
Why Spencerport?
I don't know. I just feel you guys are all bunching on the other side also, so I just have a feeling it might be Spencerport.
Spencerport millionaire.
Well, they do call it the Pittsford of the West Side.
Yeah, but that's busted.
People in Spencerport say.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's strategy. He's going on the opposite side of the board. When we start to bunch, bad things happen. It's not the worst theory, Chris. Thanks for the call, buddy. 252-WCMF. Let's talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, where they whining, buddy?
Yesterday's show, you said April Fool's today. And Kimmy perked up a little bit and said, ooh, March 6th, there was snow on the ground in Rochester. I don't think this is Rochester. I think this is Kimmy playing a cruel joke. I think this is somewhere in West Virginia where she went to college. That's nothing. I hate this game. I want to kill myself. Bye, guys.
All right, thanks for participating. I'm going to put Jeremy down for West Virginia.
Put Jeremy down for angry today.
How about we send somebody down to Jeremy's house to make sure he's okay?
Like a safety check?
Yeah. You know, we all care about Jeremy. 252-WCMF. Let's get our first lady pick of the day.
Oh, lady picker.
Our girl Alex is on CMF. Hey, Alex, where they whining?
I'm going to try Webster.
Why Webster?
I don't know. I know they have lawn services everywhere.
A lot of
but
service
they have
out there.
so many in Webster, and I don't know. I didn't get to guess last week, so we're gonna go with Webster.
All right, now keep in mind, Alex, if I remember correctly, caused a fervor, a ton of emails and Facebook messages when the last time she picked Webster, she said she picked it because it was full of mama's boys.
Yeah.
But so you're saying, Alex, I would think a town full of mama's boys would be doing that lawn stuff for their mama, not calling a lawn service.
Either that or they're busy at their job and their mom is the one complaining about the lawn service.
Okay, all right. But as long as mama's boys are still involved, I guess it all works.
Okay.
Out. Yeah, all right. Alex, thank you for the call. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Armand. Hey, Armand, where are they whining, buddy?
Oh, man, this is hard. I'm going to go Hilton.
Hilton? Why Hilton?
Way the hell out there with the lawn.
Because I felt like, it's just a pick. That's it. That's all I got.
Why would you, Armand, you can hang up the phone. No, but
It's a horrible pick.
Armand, you're not on the clock. You don't have to pick. You could have just hung up the phone.
I do myself, though, so that's all that matters.
Okay, Armand, thank you for wasting everybody's time.
I don't think you're allowed to have a lawn service in Hilton.
Bye, Armand. What's that?
I don't think you're allowed to have a lawn service in Hilton. I think it's required that the husbands have to go out and cut the lawn. Okay?
If you're not allowed to have a lawn service in Hilton, how do you think Kimmy's hair got done for prom?
So funny.
That wasn't even me.
I know.
Are you supposed to be more on my side?
I laughed, but I don't want to get hit.
No, I got more. Yeah. All right. 252 WCMF. We had a winner last week. Very proud of himself.
Yeah.
We're proud of him. And because you guys voted for this new rule in 2025, the winner from the week before has to go last, much like the NFL draft. So taking a shot to go back-to-back from the back end, Caleb is on CMF. Hello, Caleb.
Hello, Duffy.
Where are they whining,
We're gonna go with Irondequoit.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Irondequoit.
Ah, you bitch-ass bitch.
Caleb.
You've been on hold for 23 minutes.
You know what? I got my first star last week. I was bound to get my first disqualification at some point.
But no, I just like to point out, Caleb, you sound like a busy man who's
There's
got a
still
lot of stuff
plenty
to
of
do.
towns on the board.
You heard all of them. What were you doing, Caleb?
I'm working over here, Duffy.
Okay. You wasted 23 minutes of your life you're never going to get back.
That's so true.
That's it's minuscule compared to the amount.
Let's hope.
Okay.
Caleb, thanks for the call,
Got to
buddy.
be more there.
All right. So we have a double DQ this week,
Okay.
which is one of my favorite summer Sunday dishes.
All right.
Are we ready?
All right.
All right. Tommy is in East Rochester. I am on the Henny. Marty is in Charlotte. Worst pick of the day. Jay is in Pittsford. Rob disqualified himself because he picked Pittsford right away. Barber picked Irondequoit. Pete is out in the town of Greece. Penfield for Steve. Chris picked the Pittsford of the West Side. Spencerport. Jeremy picked the state of West Virginia. Alex is in Webster's, where, according to her, all the mama's boys lives. Armand, who decided he just wanted people to hear his voice, went with Hilton. And Caleb, who waited 23 minutes, disqualified himself by picking Irondequoit after Barber. Are we ready?
That's that.
I think so.
Oh, I like Kimmy's face.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Okay.
Nice.
It ain't you, bitch.
How do you know? This is a sleeper, bro.
It's a sleeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they
Sneaky pick.
Come on. Oh, something good happened.
Lay it on
Something
me.
good
Well,
happened.
something good almost happened.
Uh-oh.
Because we almost, or we would have had a back-to-back winner this week if they didn't disqualify themselves.
Oh!
Because somebody else got there first, Pat.
Damn it.
Because they whining in Irondequoit.
Barber did it again.
Wow.
And
Barber
I don't
did it
think
again.
Barber won that long ago.
It was fairly
maybe
recent.
a few weeks ago.
Because I remember being mad that Barber won because I
Yeah.
hate everything that Barber stands for.
Yeah.
Damn.
Barber's got to be up there on the star chart now.
So Barber this is his fourth.
Damn! You know what that means?
He has surpassed Tommy Muley.
He's also on your ass.
I'm still in the lead.
How many you got?
6?
You ain't got
All
no
right, you have
6.
5.
6. Well,
You have 5.
I
You
mean,
keep bumping it
no,
up.
because
Every week,
because I got
man.
robbed that one time.
You
So
didn't
I'm
get
counting.
robbed.
I got 6. I mean, like, when they look back at the history of where they whined, it's like sack numbers for the NFL. Yeah, Deacon Jones isn't up there, but they didn't keep sack numbers back then. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations, Barber.
Yeah.
Passing Tommy Ulay. Everybody's adjusting their rearview mirrors to see where Tommy's sitting.
You know I'm going on an epic run.
Wait, okay,
I went on the one
This has
before.
to be the first time where everybody called to tell you how terrible your pick was, and then threw in theirs afterwards.
And you tried really hard. I guess the moral of the story: don't try.
I usually don't.
In life or where they
Everything.
All right. Congratulations, Barbara, on your 4 stars for passing Tommy Muley. Let's take a break.
All right.
You know, we talked earlier this morning about how the NFL
Mm.
and the Buffalo Bills are apparently talking about having the NFL draft in 2029 in Orchard Park. Today is also opening day for Red Wings baseball.
Mhm.
That will be less populated because of the weather.
Yeah.
But there is another major event that is actually coming to Rochester, sports-wise.
Really?
Oak Hill is hosting it. It has PGA in the name.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah. And the way they did it, like the way they announced it was such BS.
But I feel bad for the people doing it because it's not their fault.
No, but like it ain't the same thing, bro.
We'll get into it next here with the break room. Let's see you, man. You know, if a golf event is happening at Oak Hill, it's a big effing deal.
Yeah. I mean, the eyes of the world will be here.
Don't be a dick. It's not
No,
their fault. It's not these participants' fault, man.
Everybody's coming in.
Well, no, I mean, they are. They are the cream of the crop.
I'm hearing names already shopping around, like houses and stuff to rent.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. So it's opening day for Red Wings baseball, big sports stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about earlier today how the Bills are talking to the NFL about hosting the NFL draft in 2028 or 2029. That's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
But another massive sporting event is scheduled to come to Rochester.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, the PGA Championship announced they are once again coming to Oak Hill.
So we're getting a major. We're getting a championship coming back to. And they were just here.
You're getting the PGA Championship,
which is amazing.
in 2028. Well, it's not the PGA Championship we're used to.
Oh, is it? Well, they got a new one?
Well, no, they've had this forever.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
In 2028, Oak Hill will host the Junior PGA Championship.
So the amateur.
Yeah. Well, yes, it's the golfers under 18 years old,
Yeah.
the amateur golfers
Okay.
at the 2028
Yeah.
Junior PGA Championship. Yes. I mean, it is a big deal.
Well, the next Tiger Woods could be in there.
No, I mean, that's a fact.
Could be.
Very
Not
possible.
a fact.
The next Tiger Woods could be in there.
Could,
It's a fact.
could.
That is a fact.
Could.
Tiger Woods was once playing in Junior PGA Championships.
Up and comers. Oh, yeah.
Are there any golfers' kids that we know? Could you Google right now if there's golfers'
Tiger's
kids
kid.
amateur? Well, I don't think he's playing in these tournaments yet, is he?
That I don't know.
Is he too young? How old is a kid? I can never tell.
He looks like he's in high school.
So maybe he will be here. Which would
Charlie,
mean-
right?
Okay, now you're getting weird.
No, is it this kid named Charlie?
Charlie, goes to.
My God, it's Tiger Woods,
goes
man.
to Mount Vernon Baptist. That guy who drives a white Escalade. Charlie. No big deal. I saw him with his shirt off one time. Made me feel things.
Well, I just walked in by accident. No, I oh, so you're thinking like a famous golfer's kid that's hot right now.
Well, no, the reason I bring that
Or
up
coming up.
Yeah, the reason I ask is, what gets people out to Oak Hill and walking around Pittsburgh is the star power.
Yeah, the names.
And if one of their kids is playing in this,
That would help.
they will be here.
But more than likely, if the guy's an active golfer, he's also playing right now. You know what I mean? Tiger would be the one that you would show up because he's pretty much not been playing because of his injuries.
Mm-hmm. Now, by the way, okay, good point. And by the way, this isn't until 2028, so we got time. So actually, Charlie,
he might not even be an amateur, but
yeah, it's possible. So you brought up seeing the future.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods won the Junior PGA. Scotty Scheffler won the Junior PGA Championship. Jordan Spieth won the Junior PGA Championship. It's just names of the most massive golfers on the planet.
Right. So the kid that wins this could obviously be a star, a future star.
And you'll get to say, I saw him all those
Bro,
times
you were
back
there. And nobody will be there, so it'll be great. But I bet you it draws huge here.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because this is a golf crazy town.
Yeah, people
and
just
it's a
love the
major
event.
event.
Yeah.
Golf's big here because we don't get it that often. So I would say you will draw. I bet you it has probably some of the largest attendance in the country for an amateur. Based on people's love of golf and getting to go out and see a course like Oak Hill.
Okay.
I wonder what the event entails, because if you went for the regular PGA, it was nuts how much they build around the course and they make it an experience. I wonder how much they do for the juniors.
Probably not as much because
Well, it's all about making money. I mean, is somebody are they gonna have lines out the door to buy Junior PGA Championship
Right.
polo
And I
shirts?
don't think
you could just sell regular PGA stuff.
Okay.
And I think you're going to get all that corporate tents and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, these kids can't even drive. You're gonna put
No.
Lexus out there.
Because I feel like that's really the draw for a lot of people
Yeah.
that go to this. Isn't so much the golf; it's all the stuff around it. So will it draw well, or do you have to be a pretty deep golf fan to enjoy it?
I mean, you're not if you went down there because you love all this pomp and circumstance.
And it would be
crap.
cheap. It's way cheaper to go into a PGA event.
Okay, all right,
Right? It's
fair
the
enough.
amateur. So if you want to just go see some pretty good golf.
It's gonna be great golf, man.
Yeah, I just said pretty good.
No, I mean these kids are better than 99.9% of any adult that plays golf in Rochester.
Absolutely.
252 WCMF. Earlier this week, it was announced that Oak Hill will be hosting the 2028 PGA Junior Championship. The top amateur golfers in the world will be here in town playing Oak Hill. Do we have an age on Charlie Woods?
16.
So he'll be
He'll be
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Hey, is it boys and girls? Do they do separate days or just boys?
It just says amateur. I'm only seeing men. I don't know if that means women can't compete.
Right.
But
I didn't know if they had their own thing.
I would assume they do. I mean, they have the LPGA.
Yeah. Right.
So you bring us to an interesting question.
What's that?
Potentially stupid question. Only the biggest golf events that come to Rochester are at Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Only the biggest.
Yeah.
Does Oak Hill have to host this? Are they hosting this in the hopes that this will help them get other PGA Tour events at Oak Hill in the future?
Well, yeah, they already seem to get them. They seem like every 10 years they get a major.
So there was word last time the PGA Championship was here that PGA, with the money coming in from the Saudis and all the other stuff, that Rochester did not have the infrastructure they would need to host another one.
Drop off.
Exactly. And the reason I ask if this
that's a good point.
If this is an ass-kiss move by Oak Hill is we had LPGA events in Rochester for years that were also very popular.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to play Oak Hill.
Right. They were at
Locust Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the best female golfers in the world. Michelle Wie, when she was on top of the planet, you remember that name?
Yeah.
Was in Rochester. And she didn't get to play Oak Hill, but these kids do.
Yeah.
Is this Oak Hill?
Oh, it could
Please
be.
come back, please.
All right, it could be. Making a move.
Turns out a business plan where you keep out the overwhelming majority of the community that you're in because you want to be exclusive as a working force.
How much say do like the golfers have and where it is in the future? Like their feedback, I guess. Does that matter?
Good question.
Because I don't know. You know, they always say they love to come and play here, but I wonder, like in comparison to other places they play.
No, I would trust them. It's like, when Aerosmith comes here and Steven Tyler goes, I love Rochester. My favorite city to play in. Wow. Doobity-bop-bop. Doobity-bop-bop-bop-bop.
He can skip.
Yeah, he's scared. Just it was like he was right here. Doobity-bop-bop-bop-bop-bop. Who kills best? Quiet, Mr. Tyler. We're trying to tee off.
So I guess we won't get the blimp, though.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
get
The
the blimp
blimp
for the
shows up
amateur.
in the most random.
I don't think
times.
they don't fire that baby up. They don't put the big birds up for amateur games.
Well, we did discover there are only 8 blimps in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're getting it. That would suck.
Not-
Because that blimp was a headliner.
Well,
Man.
you let the blimp go, man, it's gone. The
Nobody
blimp-
could let that blimp go.
Let it go. If you want to see the blimp, there will be Bill's primetime games where the blimp shows up.
Not the same, man.
Doesn't the blimp just tour on its own?
In the off season, yeah.
There is no off season for the blimp game, bud.
I thought it came to town once, and it was like a big deal that the blimp was here, but it wasn't for any specific reason other than to see the blimp.
They're like testing it out.
I know you made a joke a second
Top
ago.
Gun blimp school.
You made a joke a second ago, like, oh man, everyone's gonna be getting Airbnbs for this. There's 312 players coming.
Yeah.
And their entire families, I would
Yeah.
assume, are coming
absolutely.
with them. So no, you're like
It's good for the economy.
Just
No,
the players and staff alone.
Mm-hmm.
There are people in Pittsford and surrounding communities that are going to make a fortune because
Oh,
these
yeah.
families are going to need multiple bedrooms. Like living in a, trust me, man, with my 2 daughters on hockey tournaments,
Yeah.
if I got to stay 5 days somewhere, I'm not sleeping in a hotel every night.
No, you're right. I mean, it's good for the economy. Amateurs pay too. And by the way, these are, like you said, these are mostly rich people that have these kids in these leagues.
Bro, it's not mostly rich. It's all rich and rich beyond what you can imagine.
Right. So, yes, I mean, very well-heeled travelers.
We come back, wrap it up, tell you what we're doing tomorrow next to the break room. WCMF. Rebel.
Howdy, Rebel. For a Tuesday?
Nailed it. You nailed
Tuesday.
it. No, today's Tuesday.
I'm a little off.
Tomorrow's a Wednesday.
Right.
You know what that means?
Oh, hate.
We may have what is the most interesting hate mail of the week we've ever received.
Really?
It's from a lady.
Mm.
You remember, it was like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how, once again, the city of Rochester is looking for lifeguards this year.
Yeah.
And we had argued that becoming a lifeguard is not only good for your wallet, a little part-time job,
Yeah.
but it's a female fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
And you may be able to get some fringe benefits running around in your little shorts right, on the pool or the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a discussion about like the ultimate summer fantasy female jobs,
Yeah.
jobs that women would look at men doing and go, We had brought up a couple.
Mm-hmm.
This woman wrote us a letter, upset that we were objectifying men in their jobs,
Oh.
making men,
Belittling them.
yeah, pieces of meat. A woman wrote this letter, and I think she's smart just based on the way the letter is written, the
Okay.
words she uses, things
Yeah.
like that, like an intelligent woman. And never in my life
Yeah.
had I ever considered that there would be men upset that they were being sexually objectified.
I didn't think you could. Like, that's a thing.
But we're both ugly men,
Yeah.
so it's not something like if that happened to us, we'd be thrilled.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys that, I guess would deal with this on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, but I think
And
they
you
didn't-
also have an idea of how that would go in your head and why that wouldn't bother you, but you never know. There could be things that make you feel uncomfortable that you haven't experienced yet.
So to Kimmy's point,
Mm-hmm.
as stupid as this letter sounds when we read it the first time,
Yeah.
we're just two men.
Yeah.
Maybe other men feel differently.
They got hurt by that.
Hurt, embarrassed.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So we will get into that tomorrow, 8 o'clock, hate mail of the week here in the break room on CMF. Jolene's got her 10 at 10 coming up.
Jolene! Don't take my music away.
I literally just said she's got 10 songs to play.
Oh,
you in a
bless
row.
her heart.
No, So hang out for Jolene. Get your music in. Far better than the stupid stuff falling out of my partner's mouth.
Mm.
We got to get out of the way. For Kimmy,
Yep.
who nailed the Kurt Cobain lookalike day, every woman in this building is wearing a flannel today. Did I miss an email?
Chilly out there this morning.
Okay. For Tommy Muley,
Mhm.
crushed it, buddy.
Thank you.
Did a really good job. I'm really glad we didn't trade you for the other radio personality that wanted to switch for April Fool's Day today. My name is Pat Tubby. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the break room, 6 a.m. on 96.5 WCMF.